We will now tune into the truth frequency.
TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
You have to create your culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayed. More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, welcome back, True Seeker. Looks like my audio levels might be a little bit high over here. That intro, we could tell something's a little bit off tonight about the intro music. It sounded like it was from 100 years ago. But that's okay. We'll have a good show anyway. Again, if you never listened before, this is the Gematria Effect. I am Zachary K. Hubbard. We're on every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. It's a 3-hour show. The show's always better when we have good callers. It's always great to hear new voices. If you want to phone in tonight, the number is 213-233-3998. And let me adjust my audio levels because I'm seeing that we are just peeking through the roof over here. So I think that's better. All right. Don't want to ruin anyone's eardrums. And where do we begin? I mean, this week we got the warning. We got the warning about how AI could be an extinction level event. Artificial intelligence could destroy humanity. And it's like the Terminator in real life. That headline was going around on May 30th, the 150th day of the year. And again, just the power of gematria. I want to make a point about the day the internet was first established for the general public in 1993. That was April 30th. And I want you to see the synchronicity between April 30th, the day the internet went live, technology, computers, and now AI being an extinction level event. Again, if you follow the logic, DARPA is essentially responsible for the internet. And that's why you can see that, Mark Zuckerberg is just a character because, as we know, DARPA's LifeLog, which was pretty much Facebook, ended the exact same day that Facebook launched. And again, understanding that the military gave us the internet as we know it, not Al Gore, but DARPA of the military, the technology branch of the military. DARPA gave us the internet. DARPA is behind the technology that we are using today. And following that logic, well, that's our military, but who really controls our military? Well, as we know, Washington, D.C. is controlled by the Jesuit Masonic Alliance. Who are the Jesuits? They are the military order of the Roman Catholic Church that claims to operate in 112 nations, including ours. And, reminding about the Jesuit legacy, they created the Illuminati. Adam Weishaupt, the Jesuit, May 1st, 1776. We know that the rituals that they're always doing with these big tech companies always point back to the Jesuit cabal. And again, the Jesuit cabal gave us the Illuminati. Well, just think about this. In Gematria, Illuminati equals 120. When you run the alphabetic order forwards, it equals 150 when you run it in reverse. The internet launched for the public on April 30th, 93, the 120th day of the year. Now this year, in 2023, we get the warning on the 150th day of the year. All these big AI guys sign off on this document that artificial intelligence could result in the extinction of humanity. Terminator, right? Also, with regards to the internet launching in the year 93, Order of Illuminati. If you write that out and use numerology, it equals 93. Again, the internet launched on the 120th day of 93. And as we know, another thing that's very relevant to 93 is the number Saturn. Saturn equals 93. We're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, who's born in the time of Saturnalia. Saturn's the keeper of time. All of these things they do are rituals in time by an ancient Kabbalistic code. Saturn has a 30-year return. So this year, April 30th, marked the 30th birthday of the internet for the public. And then on the 1-month anniversary of that, now we're getting this letter about how AI could be an extinction level event for humanity. Again, the point is, understand who's creating these threats, who's creating this fear, who's creating this paranoia, who's manufacturing it by what code? Again, the Jesuit cabal. Now, we know another favorite number of the Jesuits is 56. Society of Jesus equals 56. In Jewish gematria, Saturn equals 56. A big event starts tomorrow. Just to change gears here. Tomorrow, the NBA Finals begin, the championship for the Professional Basketball League in America. And one of the big storylines is that the league MVP, the Serbian Nikola Jokic, known as the Joker, he is favored to win his team their first ever championship, the Denver Nuggets. And funny enough, there's another young Serbian player on the team that he's opposing in Miami, Nikola Jovic. You got Nikola Jokic on Denver. You got Nikola Jovic on Miami. And Nikola Jovic played in just 15 games this year. Just 15, like how the bigger Serbian star wears the number 15. And again, he advanced to the finals on the other Joker's birthday, Novak Djokovic in tennis, who's also Serbian, who will be in the French Open. And in fact, he's in the headlines today because he did something political, and now people are asking for him to be banned from the tournament. But it's the French Open that's going on during the finals, which Rafael Nadal, the other big sports star, he's known as the man in the French Open. Nadal's trying to win his 15th French Open this year, like how Joker in the NBA wears 15, and like how the little Serb on Miami played in 15 games this year. He started in exactly 8, like how Miami's an 8 seed, the second ever 8 seed to make it to the NBA Finals. The other one was the New York Knicks, who played the Spurs, who joined the NBA with the Denver Nuggets in 1976, coming over from the ABA, and this is the 76th anniversary season. But just to understand that the rituals they do with basketball, it's bigger than basketball. The NBA, as we know, they perfectly had their pandemic blamed on the Frenchmen on the day that the World Health Organization declared the COVID pandemic. Well, just look at this ritual that they're doing with Serbia and having this big Serbian star in the NBA take his team to their first championship, which they're now trying to win. But look at the ritual. Serbia's birthday is June 5th, a date that in the majority of the world is written 5/6 like 56, the number of the Society of Jesus. The number that they use in so many rituals. It is the Denver Nuggets' 56th season. Again, they're led by the Serbian player. They're playing the Miami Heat, who have another Serbian player. That Miami Heat player, he's on the team that won 56 games this year to advance to the finals. Plus in Gematria, Miami Heat equals 56 like Society of Jesus, going with Serbia's birthday, 5/6. Their big star, Jimmy Butler, in one of the big upset games they just had winning their series, Jimmy Butler scored 56 points. Throughout the playoffs, the Heat have had 56 points a number of times at halftime. They were one of 2 teams that won on 5-6, May 6th, the other 5-6 date when you had the king's coronation, the first king of England since the last who died at age 56. Of course, royal family equals 56. You might recall LeBron became 5-6 that day at home versus Steph Curry in the playoffs. That day you had the King's Barnes ritual in the Kentucky Derby, which equals 56, with Todd Pletcher's horses running in post 5 and 6. Again, one of them King's Barnes. D'Angelo Russell, who played for the Lakers, who's from Louisville, Kentucky, where the Kentucky Derby is. He won his 56th game that day with the Lakers. Anthony Davis, known as the Brow, big overgrown man, probably from a test tube, who played at Kentucky. It was 56 days after his birthday that day. Just all these rituals, 56. That series for the Lakers was about the king, and the next round they lost to the Joker. Jokers are wild in card games. As we talked about in April, the Nuggets very well could be the team because of the whole Joker ritual with Trump, as in Donald Trump, the Trump card in the courtroom with the Joker, filmed a week earlier. Again, it's a lot to explain, but just remember, we're talking about the same numbers and how through understanding this knowledge, you can see how news, sports, politics, world affairs are all scripted together. You know, Super Bowl's won by a team with Ukraine colors. Matt Stafford becomes the 34th quarterback to win a Super Bowl at age 34, Ukraine 34. Next thing you know, it's Russia, Ukraine. Then Steph Curry with the same colors as winning the NBA Finals at age 34, scoring 34 in Game 1 and the closeout Game 6. Again, news, sports, world affair, new world order. I mean, the NBA is perfect, right? Because they're just getting more and more international players all the time. To understand how big of a joke it is, when the Miami Heat just advanced to the NBA Finals in Boston, they did it on JFK's birthday, May 29th, the 149th day of the year, the 35th prime number. JFK number 35. The Miami Heat's 35th season. They got their 35th win in the conference finals to face the Nuggets in the playoffs. But what's funny is the Heat in Boston, when the Heat came into that game before they won it on JFK's birthday, the Heat were 19-17 against Boston all time in the playoffs. 19-17. That's JFK's birth year, 1917. JFK was killed in the 187th year of the nation's existence. We know Society of Jesus, the big way, equals 187. Like JFK assassination, like Washington, D.C., like George Washington, like ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. 187 points scored in the game on JFK's birthday. Dallas, or excuse me, not Dallas. Well, I'm going to talk about Dallas, but again, you got that going on in the basketball game on that same day that NHL Stanley Cup is set, and Dallas gets eliminated on JFK's birthday. Of course, JFK killed in Dallas. Funny enough, Dallas fell to 10-9 in the playoffs, and shooting equals 109, reminding you of the assassination. But this is the thing. 27 years ago, the Stanley Cup was Denver versus the Florida Panthers. This year, the Florida Panthers are back in the Stanley Cup as an 8 seed. They play just north of Miami, who's an 8 seed in the NBA. Both Florida Panthers and Miami Heat advanced through Boston, the Boston Bruins in the NHL, and the Boston Celtics in the NBA. But with regards to this 27 years ago thing, in Gematria, Miami equals 27, Ritual equals 27. The 27th pick of the draft last year for Miami, which again equals 27, was the Serbian player who played in 15 games this year. And when Miami defeated Boston, they won by 19 in the deciding game. They were up +8 in terms of points scored in the series through the first 6 games, so 19 + 8 is 27. So they outscored Boston by 27 points. They kept Boston on 27 all-time Game 7 wins as a franchise. Again, Miami 27, Ritual 27, the pick. The point is, all these things are rituals. It's just like when they called Donald Trump president-elect, they did it on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, and it was the 27-year anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. You know, again, learn this code, see who the puppets are, see how the rituals are conducted. It goes on from politics to sports to news, you know. Danny Masterson tonight supposedly going to prison for up to 30 years for raping 2 former girlfriends while he was in relationships with them. Weird story. But again, you look at it, it's all by the same code. Danny Masterson in Gematria equals 56 when you run it forwards. His name equals 79 when you run it in reverse, just like Society of Jesus is 56 and 79. Rapist is also 79, which makes sense with the Jesuits and the Catholic Church who like to rape little boys. But Danny Masterson's now guilty of being a rapist exactly 79 days after his birthday. And when he first appeared in court for this, it was on a date with 47 numerology. Now, he's going to prison at age 47. And as we know in Gematria, gavel, judge, authority, time, government, news, all these things having to do with authority and time, 47. A judge gives you a sentence, the amount of time you'll do. So anyway, just things on the mind. There's a million more we can talk about. But again, what's humanity going to do about any of this? Being ruled over by a cabal that lies to us every day, that manipulates us, that works by a code that goes back to Babylon, that scares us, into every little agenda. What is humanity going to do about this? Are we just going to continue to turn a blind eye and be entertained? Like I was ranting about earlier, Blizzard, who makes the very popular addictive video games. Blizzard, I didn't know what the right word is, this gargantuan video game giant. They make the games like World of Warcraft, have millions of people playing at all times. I remember when World of Warcraft came out, the news was focused on how that game was like literally ruining people's lives because they were so addicted. Divorces were happening. People were losing their jobs. The reason I knew that news story was more than true is because my friend's father, who was always so reliable, who was, he was 30 years older than we were. So what am I, almost 40 now? So now he'd be almost 70. World of Warcraft came out in the mid 2000s? But this guy lost his job. He lost his career over this game, and he had a long-established career working in the same industry for 20 years as an accountant. Anyway, the point is there's all this hype for this new game that they're putting out tomorrow. It's not World of Warcraft. It's a similar game. It's called Diablo. You fight the devil. I noticed the official release date's on a 19-date numerology, like hell equals 19. In the game, you go to hell and you kill demons. It's like we actually need humanity to rise up and fight hell on earth and fight demons. But literally, when these games come out, people take days off, weeks off to play these games, to kill the demons in cyberspace, if you will. It's like, we need this kind of conviction, not for a video game and for leveling up a fantasy character, but like this kind of conviction, like this is viral right now. You search YouTube, Diablo, you'll see there's a million videos being made right now. They all have huge views. So many people in the world are so focused on this video game coming out. And, I get it. People want to have fun, and fun is a part of life. But my point is, again, there's nothing like this in the world for people getting their rights back, their liberties back. That there's no hype for coming together and overthrowing the cabal. Or if there is, it's, the closest thing is people going to the QAnon rally, right? Who now wants to be called Q. They're disassociated with QAnon. That's connected to too many false predictions. Now it's just Q. They still believe in their orange messiah. But who again gave us the 56 virus pandemic exactly 56 years after his Jesuit education began at Fordham in 1964 in the time of the 56th governor of New York, Cuomo, who also went to Fordham. But anyway, what do we do? How do we make fighting the cabal and like leveling up our status in society as exciting as playing a video game? Is it possible? It's like, in a way, I kind of get why people do this, right? Because it's like they don't get the satisfaction they want in reality. In reality, it's like you grind and you feel like you never get ahead and you're on the conveyor belt of life. But then you get the video game, right? And then, man, in like 5 hours, you can be like a superhero of the ages in this cyberspace. But I just think about this. How many millions of people will be putting all this time and energy in tomorrow to figure out how to play this game to the best of their ability? And I just think, like, what if those millions of people instead were, like, all about gathering in all the nation's capitals tomorrow and in every state and saying, look, we're done with it. Don't even try to bring another agenda. Don't even try to bring another jab mandate. Don't even try to bring another tax. I'm not having it. You know what? In fact, I don't want my kid in school anymore because it was bad enough when I was a kid, but now it's just a million times worse. Now it's not even about school. Now it's about, how fast can we sexualize them and make them want to, cut off their genitals. I mean, that's where we are right now, you guys. We've lost we're 20 years into losing our rights and liberties. More and more and I mean, it's been going on the whole time, right? But it's just like we've lost a lot. We now know we live in a surveillance state. It's like people are aware of the corruption and the wrongness, but they're just marching along. And again, I guess it's because there's just these fun things that just keep happening. A sports game to go to, a new movie to see, a new video game to play. Whatever. But, again, I mean, if you guys want to call in tonight, if you got the idea for how to get people excited about actually fixing this reality, let me know. Yeah. Because, yeah, it's just, it's mind-blowing to me, Guys my age right now that don't care about liberty and justice, but they care about, how to quickly get the biggest battle axe for their new fantasy character. So, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Help me out. What are we going to do? All right, we got a few minutes until the commercial break. Let's take our first caller tonight. Let's kick it off with a good call. Again, if you want to phone in tonight, the number's 213-233-3998. And first up is a caller. I'm not even going to go to your call because I'm sorry. I realized I was supposed to call you last week and I forgot to call. I will call you tomorrow, I promise. I will not forget. And here, let's go out to George. But yeah, I see you 562. I apologize for not calling. It just came into my mind as soon as I saw you first in line. So I will call tomorrow. Apologies. All right. 707. What's up, George?
Hello, Zach. How you doing this evening?
George, you got to fix your phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you're on speaker. You're off.
It sounds really bad tonight, George.
Okay, so do you want to come back to me a little bit later? Like, I'm heading back home from the gym.
Okay, yeah, I'll come back to you later tonight. Thank you, George. Let's go out to 347. What's up, 347? 347, can you hear me? 347. He didn't expect me to go to him this early. Okay. All right, we'll try out 562. Again, 562. Apologies for not calling last week. I will call tomorrow.
Hey, it's all right, Zach. Don't worry, man. I ain't sweating it. Actually, the little work I had for you, it looks like it's getting done. I guess, it was just, I wanted you to do that call-in thing. I wanted you to call that Satakoy Elementary School over there in L.A. They plan on having a LGBTQ, book reading for the elementary kids. And word is that I guess the normal parents has about had enough, and I guess they're threatening to burn down the school if they go through with this agenda with the LGBTQ stuff, So I think that's where it about sits now.
Well, I think that's the right response, So good for them.
No, you're right. But yeah, all I'm asking for, just shoot me a text because I'll have more work for you. You know what I mean? And once I know where to send the funds, I'll have more work for you, okay?
All right, hold on. Just stay on the phone and say something. I'm going to send you a text message right now so I don't forget.
Okay. How about God bless you, man? How's that?
All right, that's a good one. Thank you.
Okay, don't forget. Shoot me the text, and then I'll communicate with you and have more work for you coming up.
Okay. All right. Text message should be sent.
Really, Zach, really, your phone conversations, they're classic. I got them all saved, man. They're the best.
You mean when I call up our supposed elected officials?
Yeah. That's the kind of work I had for you. I wanted you to call up the school, but it looks like the parents are about to have it with these people.
Yeah. All right. Well, you should have got my text message, and again,
All right.
sorry for being a week late.
Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. You have a good night.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Okay. All right. We got a minute till the break. Connecticut. What's going on, Connecticut? Connecticut 860.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
Everett again. I got something really important to say. Crazy. It might sound really crazy, man, but when you type in the words like certain players' names, but you have to do it 3 times with no vowels. It literally comes up to this weird ass numbers, like every word. It's a fucking crazy ass number. Like Michael Jordan's name, you type all his letters 6 times, in the reduction it comes to 333. And then in simple it comes to 630. And then reverse 423. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just that you're saying random numbers, but what's the connection?
Like those numbers I see, they're everywhere. Like it's not just his name. Like you do LeBron's, it's the same shit. Kobe, everybody. It's like weird numbers. Like the same 633 or 147, 447, 222. Jesus is 222. God was 222. Like it's like all these angel numbers, 47, 333.
All right, man. I appreciate it. We're going to commercial break. We'll be right back, everybody. Sit tight.
The more you care, the stronger you can be. People don't mind you using strong language about insidious things. They don't mind you becoming sharp, powerful. As long as you care, and the more you care, the stronger you can be. I don't mind a minister consigning my soul to hellfire for my sinful ways. I don't mind that, as long as he does it with tears and not with joy. But wouldn't we all resist a dry-eyed sermon on hellfire? You can't preach hellfire without your heart breaking. You got to sob your way through a sermon on hellfire. Or we all would resist a dry-eyed attempt to preach on hellfire. Why? A simple, obvious lack of really caring. And there are some subjects you cannot even deal with unless your heart breaks and unless visibly it shows by the emotional content that you really care. Now you can deal harshly with some powerful, important problems.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Luke Buey reveals Tataria history. Starseeds, light workers, and indigos, join me on the Nikki Colombo show. It's time to reclaim our true history, our true timelines, our cosmic heritage. And remember to be humble, for you are made on earth. To be noble, for you are made of stone.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, it's TFR, the Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, we are back, True Seeker. Again, the commercials definitely sound funny today, but we will persist. And again, we will be taking your calls the rest of the way. If you want to phone in tonight, again, one more time, the number's 213-233-3998. We are streaming on YouTube on the channel GematriaEffectNews 25. If you want to join us on the stream, the number is up on the screen there. So if you need that visual, it is there. And we will keep going through the call board. Let's go back out to 347, see if he's ready this time. 347, are you there?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing good. I really don't got too much tonight, man. The only thing I saw that caught my attention was the bird watching dude. The bird watching the dude in Central Park. Remember him?
You mean the guy who got the woman called the police on him and she was choking her dog at the time the George Floyd thing happened?
Yeah, he got a bird watching show now.
Oh, really? Funny.
Yes.
Funny.
Yeah, that's it. I really don't got too much tonight.
Okay, it's 3 years later. So 3 years later, we know 3 has that big relationship with 56, and that was all over the whole George Floyd thing. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Let me see. It might be one more. Let me see what else caught my attention. I think that's it for now. I really haven't been looking at the news too much this week.
All right. Well, I appreciate that heads up. Thank you as always.
All right, Zach.
All right, you have a good night.
All right,
take care. Let's go out to Florida. Oh, I forgot to mention Serbia. Again, somebody in the chat just said Serbia is a lot older than the date I have up on the screen. But yeah, Serbia in its current state, its establishment date is June 5th, 2006. That means during the NBA Finals, Serbia is going to turn 17 years old in its current state. And as we know, the NBA is the 17 league. N's the 14th letter, B's the second, A's the first. Added up, Serbia equals 17. Or, excuse me, NBA equals 17. The Serbian star in the finals as the nation turns 17 years old. Again, they just kept Boston on 17. Wins versus Miami all time in that series. Again, 17 in the NBA, such a recurring theme. The Lakers and Celtics tied at 17 championships. LeBron got the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season after coming from the 17th state, Ohio. That's why we call the NBA the 17 League. And just yet another example of what we've been talking about all these years. All right, let's go out to Florida. Florida just having a big year in sports. 2 teams made it to the Final Four. They're in the Stanley Cup. They're in the NBA Finals as 8 seeds, long shots. 8, the big Trump number. He's down in Florida with Ron DeSantis. What's up, 954?
Hello, Zach.
That's me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. This is Anthony from Florida. You and I have received dollar bills in the past. Do you remember me?
You and I
sent you money to travel. Yeah, you received a letter with a dollar bill in a letter. I received one in the gas cap of my vehicle.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
with certain numbers where a fireman got killed, his numbers of his born date and his age were on that dollar bill. And I just found another one in my driveway. Get a load of this. I blow dry with an air lawn blower the leaves out my driveway. I go back out 2 hours later, I see this crumbled up object on my driveway behind my car. It's another dollar bill. But the bill, when you lay it down on its facing up with George Washington, it's cut out like a square in the middle, up to his eyeballs, they're left. And then the numbers are left to the right and left. And it's L25099941H. Now, that was the day of the shooting on Hollywood Beach, where they had 9 people shot.
Is Hollywood Beach the Miami Beach shooting right before Miami went to the Final Four?
It was Hollywood Beach, Hollandale Beach down there on the boardwalk. They had the shooting.
Okay.
9 people were involved. The number 9 and 3 and 1 year old, 1 month old, whatever, were involved. I mean, all those numbers are in that dollar bill. I mean, I had hair go up on my arms when I saw that. I go, I just cleaned this driveway. And where did this come from?
Okay, very interesting.
You know, it's one of those moments. It's one of those weird moments.
Sure.
You know, you and I have that same kind of vibration that we send out, and you get the information coming to you. That's how I always been like that.
Sure.
So I just wanted to share that with you.
Very interesting.
Like somebody's sending me messages. Yeah, somebody's sending me messages. Where I work is 4280, the Supreme Court Justice John Stevens, where you broke down in beautiful why he's a Jesuit hospital, 99 years old. You broke that down for the people that are on the line following you. So I'm like in the mud of what you're talking about, and I see it all around me. There's a lot of stuff going on in Florida.
Sure.
I mean, we have drones flying over at night. I work in security from the 10 to 6 shift, and I can see them flying over Fort Lauderdale to Miami, the drones. I mean, we are being monitored 24/7.
Yeah, just a reminder, I'm up here, you know, well, I don't live in Seattle anymore, but I did when I started this work, and Seattle was the first police department to buy drones, which makes sense because Boeing's in their backyard, and that was quite a while back now. So, yeah, we are one nation under surveillance.
Right, and when you, like, I go back to the dollar bill I just found, when you flip it upside down with its head down, right, it's shaped like 11. You know what I'm saying? Just the bars on the side, they cut out the middle like a square, but left the numbers left and right on the sides. But it was rolled up tight and thrown on my driveway. After I cleaned, washed it, blow dried it, and what is this laying here?
Yeah.
You know, you get that feeling that somebody's watching you. It's like a very eerie feeling, but you know, like they say in the old days, when your number's up, you're going to be out of here. So I'm not scared, but I'm paying attention to my surroundings, just like you are teaching us on why these things take place at these certain locations that match up with the numbers.
Sure.
So Florida is well informed, and I send it. People come to this condo from all over the world, from Canada to Europe, and I sit down and explain the gematria to them, and they're very attentive. And then they research it on their own.
Very good.
They grab all your videos and they look at it. So your message is getting out. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's just like trying to bring a horse to water. Sometimes you just keep trying, and eventually it'll click. They'll see something that's connected to what you're talking about.
Right.
And then they go on from there.
Right. Persistence and timing.
So,
exactly.
So
you keep giving the knowledge, and then the right thing happens, and then it clicks. Indeed. Thank you.
Correct. And I'm going to be sending you some more money when you go on your travels for gas.
I appreciate that.
When
Thank
you
you.
were heading to New York the last time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Extra large shirt, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I don't know how to connect with you very well because I'm not a savvy guy, but I'm not the sharpest tool in the cabinet, but I kind of know what's going on around me. So, but anyway, thank you for taking my call, and have a good weekend.
You're very welcome.
Week.
Yeah. You have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye now. You too.
Okay, so here, breaking news. House passes debt ceiling bill as Congress races to avoid default ahead of looming deadline. Okay, so here we are on the 31st, right? Let's just take in the most simple cipher. D is the fourth letter. E is the fifth. 4 plus 5 is 9. B is the second letter, plus 2 more is 11. T is the 20th letter. 11 plus 20 is 31. On the 31st, we solved the debt ceiling problem. And of course, over the weekend, it was May 27th, the 147th day of the year. All the headlines read, White House reaches agreement with Republicans on debt ceiling on the 147th day of the year. Remember, there's 147 windows on the White House. In Gematria, U.S. President equals 147, like President of the United States, like Freemason, like conspiracy, like how last year on 14/7, Trump, the former president, number 45, had his wife fall down the stairs and die 45 years after she got married to Trump. But again, I mean, that's why you just learn this little simple ABC 1, 2, 3 code. You see what a joke all this is. And this stuff should outrage people. I mean, for the last 6 months, there's been headlines about what a catastrophe this could be, how this could take us under, all the problems it could cause, how it could destroy your retirement, how it could cause a lot of people not to get a paycheck, all these problems. Understand, the news and the government are all controlled by the same people that are constantly playing with our heads, constantly filling it with fear, and it's all just a big game being played with us. You knew all along they had this script that they would do this on the 31st, right before the June 1st, deadline that they put out there, the day it could all go down. This is what we're paying for. This is what our tax money goes to pay for these people that do this to us. What a joke. And a lot of people tomorrow, instead of doing something about it, they're like, well, at least I can level up my big sword. I got to admit, it's depressing. I just wanted to see people. I'm blown away. I understand why people want to play video games, but I'm blown away how it's become like this thing now that people want to watch other people play video games. And this is they even showed on ESPN sometime. People are watching other people play video games. It seems like it might be bigger over in Korea than it is in the U.S. right now. But I gotta be honest. I was checking it out, the hype, and I was watching this guy live stream just playing a video game, and I could not believe the way donations were coming in. He couldn't even play the game to keep up with all the donations. He's like, "Thank you, $100. Thank you, $50. Thank you, $20." And I was like, what kind of world do we live in? I mean, it's like I can drive across the country and speak out all across the nation, dropping knowledge that most of them never heard of, and most of them have the courage to speak out. And it's like I can drive from coast to coast and not raise as much money, doing that over the course of 2 weeks as this guy can raise in 20 minutes playing a video game. I just can't figure out the world we live in, you guys. I can't figure out people want to watch people play video games. This is where the big donate. Man. Humanity. I don't understand humanity, you guys. It's just they're way too much entertainment oriented. I don't know. So somebody call in and tell me what's going on tonight. Why is there such little financial support in the world for somebody bringing unprecedented knowledge, actually going out and putting it out there on the streets of America, and there's so much financial support for a guy playing video games? Somebody explain it to me, because I feel like I live in the Twilight Zone. Let's go out to 443. What's up, 443? 443.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
Very good. I'm excited that I hit 9 of the last 10 MLB picks I've hit, and on the date numero, and including the basketball games leading up into the Game 7. Thank you very much for that. And you kind of stole my thunder on the debt ceiling. I was going to hit that, and I'm not going to even try and come up with anything else on that. You pretty much hit it all. I did have some interesting alignments, so I call every now and then and give you some information about my daughter who plays girls lacrosse for University of Loyola in Baltimore, Maryland.
I recall.
And one of the players on their team is an all-star midfielder, Jillian Wilson, number 7, who was just named midfielder of the year today. She was drafted, by the way, and I'm not quite sure what pro. So either way, I don't know anything about pro girls lacrosse. I guess there is such a thing, but she was drafted in like a top 10 pick. And it's interesting now she's falling right into the numbers because her jersey number is 7. On a 7-date numerology, she's named midfielder of the year. And of course, midfielder is 59. Just how everything lines up, whether you can bet on it in Vegas or not. I don't think you can bet on girls lacrosse in Vegas because there's not really anyone that gives a shit. That's
Sure.
pretty much all I have.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for phoning back, and thank you for the information.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a good night. I never say people's names. I can see people's names when they call in if it's on their phone. It's funny. He has the exact same name as my best friend in 2nd grade. But one other thing that I noticed about this is, remember we talked about how debt ceiling equals 90, and the first thing with the debt ceiling was 90 days after Kevin McCarthy's birthday. Well, from that day to today is a span of 36 days later. Remember 666 is the 36th triangular number? But 151 is the 36th prime number, and here we are on the 151st day of the year as well. So again, all of these stories are one ritual after the next by the simple code of Gematria, ABC 1, 2, 3, theatrics, a story for the populace, constantly keeping us hooked through fear, anxiety. Again, we are being manipulated on all levels, and people just don't care enough. Some guy just tuned in and he's like, who gives a shit? I want to watch that guy play Diablo. I got $100 bill to watch him jump around and kill zombies. Oh my God, man. It's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Humanity is so backwards. 610, what's up, 610?
Yo, Zach.
Yo.
Hello?
Hello.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
Yeah, what's good, bros? Now,
Are you there, caller?
Zach?
I hear you just fine. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure if you were there because I was hearing a response. My fault. Yeah, I was just calling in with the little decode I just started working on. I did want to answer your question now that you posed to the audience about what when you were kind of going off just a second ago about what's up with humanity. My input on that specific question is what I see is the conditioning is hard at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in this century, in the 21st century, the new millennium, the condition and the mind control is, it's at an all-time high because there's so many channels of things to consume, whether it's through media, whether it's through our food, whether it's through politics, all these, and then technology just kind of expedites that process, at a higher rate. But, specifically speaking to that topic, like, you think about the digital world, that is the world that we have been conditioned to live in. You know what I'm saying? If you were born in the 80s and the 90s, especially if you were born in the 90s and in the 2000s, our whole experience has been through, digital, devices, whether it be devices or software or whatever. So I feel like to answer your question, from my experience and just from my perspective, like I would say that that's where we are in terms of where people's attention draws to. People aren't as drawn to, we kind of practice esoteric ideas, people who uncover, those type of things through philosophy, whatever, through, study and really putting your feet in the mud, like really touching real physical objects and shit like that. You know what I mean? Really experiencing life in a real way in the world, whether it's, going out in the sun or whatever. People were discovering life in that way, whereas now people are discovering life through these artificial, vessels. But I did also have a decode that I wanted to share with you. This is about the NBA Finals. Last year I called in, and I don't know, to the callers that are out there, remember last year called in, and I'm gonna brag a little bit. Called the NBA Finals 2022 on the money in 6 games, 666 ritual, Society of Jesus ritual, all predicted. But this year, there's some interesting things that I found connections to. Zach, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you hear about today? They announced 83-year-old Al Pacino is having a child with his 29-year-old.
Yeah, and the first thing in the first thing in the CNN paragraph about him having a child at age 83 with his 29-year-old girlfriend, 83, 29, both break down to 11 master numbers. But the first thing in the paragraph is the star of Scarface from 1983. So they even just got to remind you about,
right.
Anyway. And Scarface is Miami, and Miami's in the finals, and 83 is the 23rd prime.
Right.
But go ahead.
Okay, check it. So I don't want to hold up too much time. I don't know how many calls you're gonna blur, but I'm just putting this out. I'm gonna share more information later. But because I could really go into it heavy. I don't want to take too much time. But also a few weeks ago, Robert De Niro announced 79-year-old Robert De Niro announced that he's also having a child. And I was just on Netflix not too long ago, and a movie they just added to Netflix recently is the movie Heat, which features Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, 83-79, Murder, 83-79, Murder also 34-38. The Denver Nuggets record against the Heat all time is 38-34 coming into the series. Colorado 38, Heat 34, a fucking shit ton of other words, 38-34. But I was looking at these two stories, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, 83-79, all this shit, dog, Society of Jesus numbers. Bro, the day they announced, so today has 79 date numerology, right? And they announced this Al Pacino story. Today's the 151st day of the year, Denver, Colorado, 151 in Gematria. Today leaves 214 days in the year, Miami, Florida, 214. It's also 43 date numerology today. Florida 43, 16 date numerology. Heat 16. Heat in Pythagorean gematria is 16. They got Al Pacino, the star of Heat, announcing the story at 83 years old.
And just since you're on that, you're making all those points again. Just how all this entertainment's connected. The Miami Heat are playing the Colorado team, and Colorado has that gematria 83 as well. Game 7's on Father's Day, so
right. So I do have a prediction that's kind of added to this as well. I mean, there's a lot of angles to this. I really just wanted to share this call to kind of share this information for any other decoders out there to maybe put their resources together. Maybe we could all break the code together. You know what I mean? Maybe we could break the script as a collective body, you know what I mean, through these digital platforms. If people, should collectively do the research together. But I wanted to share these specific stories to look into. But I was also thinking about the angle, with Bill Russell. Last year, he was a big part of the NBA Finals ritual. Obviously, passed away shortly after that. But this year, so I think I was saying earlier that there's, like Game 6 narrative possible in this series as it was last year. But it would be interesting if the series did end in 6 games because this year, so this also connects to the Heat Al Pacino thing. Game 6 this year is 319 days after Bill Russell's death. And Al Pacino's full name, Alfred James Pacino, actually equals 319. But Game 6 falls on June 15th, which is a date that can be written 15/6. It's also the 166th day of the year. And in reverse gematria, Bill Russell equals 156, like 15.
Hold on. Again, Game 7 is Father's Day. Game 7.
Game 6.
I know. I'm bypassing what you're talking about. Game 7 is Father's Day. 322 days after Bill Russell died. The number of Skull and Bones,
Okay.
who has the Russell Trust behind them as they continue to do all these Russell Trust rituals. I don't think we want to talk about Game 6.
43.
Okay. I just got to say that much.
No, that's good. That's good info.
Because again, for people who don't know, from the day Bill Russell died, the Celtic, Miami Heat just went through the Celtics, to the start of the finals is 305 days later, like Miami's the 305 area code. Remember how, right when the NBA season started, you had the guy from the Migos die on the 305th day of the year, and then they have the Miami connection. And again, that was down in Houston where he died, where the Final Four was, where Miami went beyond expectations. And 58 days after they got eliminated in Houston, Jimmy Butler from Houston got his 58th playoff win with Miami, going to the finals. Again, Jimmy Butler from Houston. So, again, Jimmy Butler's likely Michael Jordan's son. I'll be surprised if it doesn't go to Father's Day.
That would be that. I mean, all the information is right on the money. So, but that's why I called in tonight, just to share some info, gain some knowledge. I don't want to take up too much time, but I'll definitely get talking. Definitely look more into the Al Pacino, Robert De Niro connection with the movie Heat. Definitely linked. I'm gonna do more research on myself.
Yeah, go back and look at what year that came out, what the finals was, because there probably is a clue with that. 95, huh?
Houston in 95.
Okay, Jimmy Butler's hometown.
So back to Houston connection.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's hometown. Okay.
So yeah, there's some things to uncover, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold up too much more of your time. But yeah, I'm gonna keep listening.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we got a commercial break. Perfect timing by him. We'll be right back, everybody. Quick break. Sit tight.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes. Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smartphone, or smart TV, and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio. I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio, then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
I feel like you're trying to get out of balance.
I go hard. I go hard. If I was soft, I would not have gotten this far. I go hard. I go hard. I go hard.
Familiar.
Yes, you are. I say, sit down, everybody. And they don't sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. Sit down, everybody. And they don't sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. If I don't go all the way, if I don't win, do they mistake? But the three ways the third say, and money, and money, and money, and money, and money, money, money. If I don't look back and say, I wish I didn't do this or that, I'm not stupid. It's a fact. I never had a tweet. The thing that gets me in trouble is the retweet. Watch it. The tweet. I retweet. I respond. Do what they did to me. I'm gonna fight back. It's not a one-way street. I go hard. I go hard. If I was soft, I would not have gotten this far. I go hard. I go hard. I go hard.
Familiar.
Yes, you are hard.
Mr. Trump, some have suggested that you refuse to release your tax returns because of your extreme privacy concerning your hobbies.
Yes.
So, can you confirm or deny this list of personal pastimes?
Yeah, I guess so. But fingerboarding, I go hard. Minecraft, I go hard. Podiatry, I go hard. Hacky sack, I go hard. Balloon animal, I go hard. Breeding cats, I go hard. CrossFit. Waste of time. I go hard.
Doing Zumba.
I go hard.
Water polo.
I go hard.
Playing tuba. Spray tan.
I go hard.
Driving Uber. Putting together praying from IKEA.
Waste of time.
Well, you're sequencing the entire human genome.
Waste of time. Waste of time. Waste of time. waste of time, waste of time, waste of time, waste of time.
You are now tuning into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
You have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
The time comes when silence is betrayal. More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, we're back, True Seeker. We got 2 hours of show left. We don't have a whole lot of people on hold tonight, so if you want to call in, it's a great night to phone in. You'll jump right up to the front in line. It's always good to hear those new voices. And just went back and looked at the release date for Heat. In the U.S., it was December 15th, 95. Funny day for Heat to release. That's the day leaving 16 days left in the year. And in Gematria, Heat equals 16. And again, you see this from Hollywood to the NBA. Learn the simple Gematria code, figure out why things happen when they happen. They say that film grossed $187 million. And, you know, it was considered an instant cinema classic if you've never seen it. I can't complain about Pacino and De Niro having kids, you know, at grandfather ages, because maybe Hollywood will finally have some decent actors back. I mean, why is Ryan Reynolds in everything now? Has anyone noticed that Ryan Reynolds can't act? Like, why is that guy in everything? Oh my God. This world, man, it is just falling apart. Let's go out to Missouri. 573. 573, you're on.
Hey, Zach, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing?
Are you talking about, I just joined the stream, are you talking about the finals at all?
We've been talking about the finals. It's always open mic night when you call them the TFR. What's up?
All right, I wanted to bring something to your attention. I don't know if you noticed, but tomorrow, okay, in baseball, the Padres face the Marlins. And it's number 44, Joe Musgrove versus number 44, Luzardo. And right now, coming in tomorrow, Miami will be 56 and 44. And they just improved. They just walk off one against the Padres tonight. They were down 1-0 to like the ninth inning, and they just walked it off to win 2-1. And they improved to 55 and 57. If they can win tomorrow, they improve to 56 and 57. And then you have the Rockies playing tomorrow as well, and they are 24 and 32 right now. They're losing tonight, but if they win tonight and lose tomorrow, they'll have 33 losses. And then if the Nuggets lose tomorrow, the first game, they'll have 33 losses.
I see. Okay.
And the Brewers are 165 and 123 against Toronto all time. kind of how like Miami is 161 and 124 in the playoffs. So, and they just faced today, they just faced Blake Snell, Miami did, and Blake Snell is born on 124, January 24th, like how Miami's on 124 losses.
And he started out his career in Florida with Tampa Bay too, Snell did. So
yeah. So, and the Brewers, they won tonight, so they improved to 166 and 123. So they stayed on the 123. But they lose, I think if they lose tomorrow, they'll be on 124 going into tomorrow night, the finals game, where Miami will be on 124 playoff losses. And that could be a sign that Miami wins that first game.
interesting. Yeah, good observations.
Yeah, and I know you probably picked up on this, but so Miami's on 161. They can get their 163rd win on the 163rd day of the year, which would be Game 4. So I'm thinking maybe Miami wins the first one, and then loses the next two and wins that fourth one, and then I'm not sure about the final 3 games.
We'll take it one game at a time, but. Yeah, again, I just with all the father stuff in the NBA and Game 7 set for Father's Day and the Heat in their 7th NBA Finals, I think there's a good chance we're alive on Father's Day. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you got Djokovic, Joker. I mean, if he were to lose against the Heat in the finals, it would be like a big joke. You know what I mean? Like, he should not get beat. I mean, I know it's scripted, but if it wasn't.
Well, this 8 seed's already taken down a 1 seed, right? They went through Milwaukee first, where Marquette is, where Jimmy Butler went to school at Jesuit Marquette, like Spoelstra's educated at Jesuit, which is a school right next to the Nike campus in Oregon. And for people who don't know, Nike and Jesuit equal the same thing in Gematria, like Saturn, like how it's a Saturnian order, like how the first Jesuit pope's born during Saturnalia. But, yeah, I see the way you're connecting the dots. Great work.
Yeah. And then also tonight, and a few of the games that I noticed that are connected to the finals, the Marlins, Padres, and the Brewers in Toronto. And then I'm not watching the Colorado game right now, but so in the Marlins Padres game, in the Toronto game, you had number 38. Or no, hold on. I'm trying to think. Was that? Anyway, in both of the games, you had a number 38 pitch in the 9th inning, and you had a number 47 pitch in one of the other games in the 9th inning. Kind of how, like, you know, Colorado's a 38 state, and Djokovic number 15 and 47 is the 15th prime.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm wondering. So, like, do you think? So are you connecting Denver to Trump because the 47 and the 15, or are you thinking because he calls himself Batman? Do you think the Heat represents Trump?
Jimmy Butler is Batman and Djokovic is Joker. So Miami's got the Batman connection.
So, but would you? So I mean, let's say Miami wins. Would you take it as a sign that maybe Trump doesn't, win the election in 2024? I mean, not that I give a fuck. I honestly don't want. I hope we don't have a fuck. I mean, I hope it all falls apart. But I mean,
well, there'll be it's chapters, right? There's another NBA Finals before even the election, but again, the Trump court thing is still in the process. So, I don't think the only way I see Trump not making it in the next election is if Michelle Obama runs right now. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I was thinking about that too, but I mean, I didn't really see any Gematria connection to her winning. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's like 53 or something. Got a 53 connection, or 50 something. So I mean, I could see. What's up?
There's a big connection with 60 and Black history. It's the 60th presidential election, and she will turn 60 years old in January of 2024. So I would get the joke.
Yeah, and then you said that Ron DeSantis has Djokovic's birthday, right?
He has Jimmy Butler's birthday.
Jimmy Butler's birthday.
And that'll probably end up being the Republican ticket, Ronald McDonald. So
I'm just trying to. Well, I guess I guess what they could do is if they could do kind of how like Miami did to Boston this year. Got revenge. Maybe Jimmy Butler wins this year, and then he faces Denver next year again in the finals, and Denver beats them.
Well, remember, Joe Biden's Celtic, so if they do a ritual next year that connects Trump to a team, and Trump's if Biden's still ticking, again, he's connected to the Celtics. So we'll figure it out, man. But anyway, I appreciate the call. Let's let some more people on tonight. Keep up the good research.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Okay, let's go out to 206. Seattle?
Oh, hey, Zach, it's Eric Bratton from Seattle.
What's up, Eric? Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks I really appreciate your show. It's great. Always good seeing you when you're here, too. I just kind of want to vent, really. I went to, I live in North Seattle, and I rarely go to Walmart, but I had to go today after going to the dentist, and it was creepy. I walk in the parking lot. There's all these blue, flashing light, they look like surveillance cameras, in the parking lots. They're just going up everywhere in Seattle. So in the parking lot, it was just kind of creepy. And then I walk in, and as I'm walking up to the door, there's a sheriff's truck there. And then I walk in, and then the sheriff is greeting me like a Walmart employee. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, why is this Snohomish County sheriff there at Walmart greeting people? And so that's creepy. Then I go in and I get all my stuff, and then upon checking out, I do self-checkout, and there's no bags, dude. And the ladies Washington State, we banned all plastic bags. And there's literally no bags, and I had to buy the reusable Walmart bags,
Sure.
78 cents a piece. And it's just the whole experience was just grim, you know what I mean? And as I'm walking out, I'm thinking, what can I do about all this? What can I do about the blue light? What can I do about, I don't mind you doing a reusable bag, but the fact that it's forced now, it's pretty discouraging. And I thought, man, I wonder if I should ask the sheriff, well, what is he doing there? Why do we need a sheriff truck? Not just being present, you know what I mean? And all I could think we're this kind of a surveillance police state, just like you said. And I'm this is exactly what Zachary's talking about, and it's so daunting. It's how do you step to that? You know what I mean? It's because this is all about standing up. How do we do that? And, I work 3 jobs here in Seattle. I'm a single dad, and it's just, I don't even have time, I don't even have time to go ask the sheriff, what are you doing here, dude? And then if I do, that's intimidating. So I don't really have any answers. I'm just venting. This is kind of overwhelming, and I think when you're asking what is wrong with today's society, I think we're all just overwhelmed. You know what I mean? We're intimidated, and it's a very daunting task to stand up to this. And and then I get my weak moments. My son, he wants to go to a Mariners game or a XFL Seattle Sea Dragons game, and it's I can't tell him no, because he's just all into it. And So I go and then I enjoy it. But while I'm enjoying it, I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, we got into this game. No cash allowed anymore. Like zapped on like what it looks like a biometric scanner, like scanning your phone to get in. And it's just, I think the whole world has just gone like a Terminator movie or like some, futuristic science fiction movie. And it's so easy to like disappear into your, VR Oculus goggles or, PS5 or whatever number it is now. I mean, I know I'm stating the obvious. I think people are just, they've been they've been kicked down by the man, and it's hard. It's very hard, So, but it is inspiring when I see you talk, and then like right now, the only thing I can do is listen to your podcast while I work my ass off to still be poor. You know what I mean? Like,
right? The
I work
American
in 3
reality.
jobs just to get by. As a single dad, and I don't drink alcohol. I enjoy mushrooms 4 times a year. That's the only thing. That's my only way to party. I can't smoke pot 'cause it makes me feel like garbage. So there's no escape, and that's why sometimes I'll turn on my PS4, play some Call of Duty, or
sure.
I even have Oculus VR goggles. It's a great escape. And
sure. And by the way, just if you're feeling bad, look for this guy right here on the phone. He always comes out and pounds pavement with me whenever I'm in Seattle. So again, he's doing it. He's getting out there and pounding pavement. But then when he wants to have some fun, he's playing some games. I'm just making the point about how all these people are planning like to take these days off to play these games. There's nothing like that happening in humanity to try and get a quality way of life and a better path for the future. And it's just sad. It's sad that the manpower of the nation just doesn't stand up for their rights and liberties. So anyway, I do want to make the distinction for all the people that play video games in this community. I get, like, here's Eric on the phone. He plays some games just in his downtime, but he also comes out and pounds payment and shows up for what matters. So again, appreciate you making that point.
Yeah, and thanks for signing my skateboard, dude. I love it. I'll keep it forever. And thanks for the GematriaEffectNews hoodie. I'll always have it and cherish it, because you got you're brave, dude. I mean, I really wish in hindsight I would have spoken to you on microphone when you're here in Seattle. So I hope next time you come, I can get the courage.
We'll do it again. There'll be another opportunity.
Yeah. Right on, Zachary. Good talking to you. I don't want to take all your time. I just kind of needed a vent.
Sure. That's what I do every day,
That's
too.
all.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, Eric.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, you have a good night.
You too, bud.
Yeah, just a reminder about Walmart. Again, you guys, Walmart has a huge competitive advantage over other stores because Walmart gets the government to help them. Their stores are subsidized by the government. The government will come in and change traffic so that it funnels into the Walmart. They pay for the parking lots. They pay for some of the construction of the stores. Again, there's a major connection with government and Walmart. It's essentially a big fascist corporation if the definition of fascism is the merger of government and state. And this has been talked about with Walmart's unfair advantage for over 20 years now. People were calling this out in the 90s, how Walmart had this this huge advantage thanks to government subsidization, just like other stores do too, Cabela's and all these things. Cabela's, makes part of their store have the museum, they say it, so they get the museum subsidies from the government. But anyway, look at what happens in the time of COVID, right? Everybody has to shut down their stores, but you can still go to Walmart, you can still go to Cabela's. And again, America just continues to just march on and shrug their shoulders and say, well, I pretty much only shopped at Walmart anyway because they have the better prices on Cheetos. I can always save 25 cents over the mom and pop store if I just go down to Walmart. Again, you guys, they just got everybody marching to their tune. And again, if you can avoid Walmart, you really should. However, maybe your mom and pop store's closed because of COVID and now all that's left is Walmart. But yeah, these companies, again, I mean, how's the guy who has to pay for his own store and doesn't have, the city planning come in and reroute the road so it goes right into Walmart's parking lot? How does he compete with that? And of course he doesn't, and that's why Walmart's driven out all kinds of businesses over the last 20, 30 years that used to exist, even before COVID. But we're seeing how, government policy by government policy, it favors their chosen companies that get bigger and bigger and bigger and own more market share as more and more business owners are put out. And think about why they want this. They don't want independent people. They got this communist vision where nobody's self-sufficient. They're all relying on government. Again, we keep marching down this way. Everything that all the conspiracy theorists are warning about will eventually become true. Like right now, there's a thing about how there were these big protests in Canada over 15-minute cities. And people are saying, like, what's wrong with these conspiracy theorist weirdos that think these 15-minute cities are a bad idea? Because, again, you can take their perspective and say, well, yeah, what's wrong with the idea of city planning where you have everything right within walking distance, you have a nice park, you have all the businesses you need around you? What's wrong with that? I mean, it does sound nice. You can walk to everything you need, and you have a nice park. They want to make a future with these 15-minute cities where everybody has everything in walking distance. And in a lot of ways, cities are already like that. When I lived in Seattle, I never used my car. I had everything within walking distance around me. If I needed to go outside of the walking distance, the bus was right there. And yeah, I get that. But the problem is again, they're planning what businesses will exist. Yeah, you'll have your mini Walmart there, your mini Amazon drop-off station, all of their chosen companies. And now you live in a 15-minute city, and it doesn't sound too bad, but, because of all the policies and regulations and, one thing led to another, and now you don't really have a job. But now, hey, the government's offering you the weekly stipend where you get $500 of their phony digital money to spend each week, and whatever isn't spent, you can't save. So all you can ever do in life is just eat the food that's at the Walmart in 15-minute walking distance. And again, I mean, you might be thinking like, God, I remember 50 years ago when I had the other store that had the organic food and, the choices and the things I wanted to eat. But this Walmart in my 15-minute city, all it has is Bill Gates funny burgers. I'm getting tired of eating these Bill Gates funny burgers, but it's all I can afford on my government stipend. Next thing you know, you're dying from all these diseases and illnesses that, your ancestors didn't die from 50 years ago. And you can't question it because Bill Gates said so, or the World Health Organization, and you're instantly censored. And, oh, you know what? In fact, because you just posted on your internet account questioning our new funny money system and our Bill Gates burgers, your stipend just got lowered from $500 a week to $400. And if you do it again, it's going to get lowered to $300. And if you continue to do it, you're going to be phased out and you're not going to have any stipend. And then you won't be allowed in the 15-minute city. They might even make you wear a shock collar like a dog, The YouTube censorship police, now when they find a post you didn't like, not only do they delete your post and delete your account, but you get shocked on your shock collar that you have to wear, because if you don't have it on, I don't know, you're a conspiracy theorist, So, yeah, again, they always give us things that sound good, but they're not. They're not. I mean, if decent people ran the world, I'd be down with the 15-minute city idea, But I know that psychopaths run the world who always put a nice face on everything that's not nice. Ron Paul was never going to save anything. He's another Bernie Sanders type, another guy given to us to hope for the hopeless. Look at his son. I mean, his son should tell you all you need to know. Some people are fooled by his son. Oh, what do you mean his son's good? He was questioning Anthony Fauci all along the way. Yeah, did you do the gematria on it and see how it was a perfect made-for-TV soap opera by the numbers every single day? As Rand Paul gets COVID by the numbers, as he takes on Anthony Fauci by the numbers, as Ron Paul has a stroke on a live stream by the numbers. Again, these guys are all part of the big show. And as far as I'm concerned, never did anywhere near enough, you know. All right, let's go out to 231. What's up, 231?
Hey, Zach, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, good. I was wondering, hey, have you gone over the story of that kid? His name's Cameron Robbins, and he fell. He jumped off this cruise ship like a week ago, and they can't find him. Like, they say he's, like, eaten by a shark or just, like, gone.
I didn't hear about this story.
Okay. All right, I was just wondering, because it seems like they're talking about it all the time. I don't know if his last name's Robin, and you're talking about, like, Batman. But it seems kind of interesting, so if you ever, you know, get the chance to look at it, you know, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have, honestly.
All right, I'll take a look. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
All right, have a good night. All right, let's go out to Pennsylvania, 412.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, man. Hey, I just want to say I appreciate your work, man. Just want to give you a little bit of feedback. You were calling out Diablo earlier. It's pretty funny how coincidental it is for them to come out on 6/6/23 for the release date for the games.
Again, I mean, yeah, the 6/6 stands out right too because it's biblical. It's a game where you fight the devil, but you go to hell. So the thing is, you go to hell to slay the demons, and that date numerology 6/6/2023, it adds up to 19, like hell equals 19 in Gematria. Hold on, we got a commercial. We'll be right back, everybody. I'll get you on the other side, caller. Sit tight.
Learning to attack the problem. It's very important to go after the insidious. The great leader of the Christians says, "The things I once hated, I now love. The things I once loved, I now hate." It's so important to incorporate both love and hate in the same conversation. Now, let me give you the dilemma. This stuff isn't easy. It's so easy to be careless with words and get the wrong reaction. What if you meant to say, "What's troubling you?" And instead you said, "What's wrong with you?" Can you imagine the difference? Just the mistake of one small word means all the difference in the world in the kind of reaction that you get. But here's the dilemma: to attack the problem, but not the person. God's got the same dilemma. God says, "I love you, but I hate your sinful ways." Now, see, that's a challenge, to show somebody that you love them, but you hate. How do you put love and hate in the same sentence? I'm telling you, it is essential to show your contempt for the problem and your concern for
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. By Christine, great for heart palpitations. By Ann, before I started using this product, every afternoon my ankles and my hands would be swollen. That doesn't happen anymore. So if that part of their advertising is true, I have to assume that the rest of it is also. Not to mention that when I had my yearly blood test, only a few weeks after beginning to use this product, my cholesterol had dropped over 30 points. I'm going to continue to take it. By Croc, I love this product. It really works. By Brad, works great, thank you. Tell us your story. Get your Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
If there's something you want to achieve, you can achieve any freaking thing you want as long as you know what the goal is. That's why goal posters or goal boards or even just telling someone what your goals are, writing them down is so important, because once you can identify your goal, it makes it so much easier to work towards it. And that's something that I think our children are not being taught in the school system right now, is how to set a proper goal. It's like, hey, what do you want to achieve? Well, the teacher gave me these things I want to achieve. Okay, well, what's that going to do for you? Well, I don't know. The teacher said I had to do it. Okay, that's great, but it doesn't teach them the logical thought process or the creative thinking process to develop a goal and then reverse engineer what they need to do to accomplish that goal. And we need more of that true goal setting in our society. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of sheep who have no idea what they're doing. They're just bumbling around. Don't be a sheep, be a goat. They're more creative and adventurous anyways. Be an honorary goat.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR Frequency Radio.
All right. I think we're back, True Seeker. Getting the music's real funny with this glitch we're having tonight. But we got an hour and a half left. Again, not a whole lot of people on hold tonight. If you want to phone in, good night to get your voice in. Let's go back out to Pennsylvania. You got cut off by the commercial. 412, you're on.
Okay, yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah, like I said, man, I appreciate you doing all your work, man. I know you're dedicating a lot of time and whatnot to the art school of Gematria. Yeah, man, I'm trying to talk some sense to my buddies, man, and it's just like fucking basically talking to a wall, man, when it comes to trying not to play video games all day, 24 hours a day, not doing shit else, trying to wake up the sheep out there, man. And shit, man, I don't know, man. I don't like the way things are heading nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, who could like the way things are heading who's awake? And I think, honestly, the majority of people don't like the way things are heading. It's just they don't know what to do about it. They feel powerless. And again, I say, why do we feel this way? We have all of these tools to connect, all of these tools to share information, ways to work together, unite. And again, I mean, just why aren't more people doing it? Are just people just too pacified? Is it still just too fun to be a slave in America? Are the Cheetos still just too crunchy and delicious? Yeah, I mean,
I'll be honest with you, man. It's to the point where I don't even. I just turned 33 yesterday, man. It's to the point where I don't even want to have kids, or shit.
Well, here. First of all, happy birthday. Second of all, I used to have the same mindset, and I still don't have any kids of my own, and I'm almost 40. But if I could go back in time, I think I would have had kids when I was your age or younger, so they'd be older right now. We need the people who are awake to raise good kids, who will fight for their future. I mean, it is too bad the kids have to grow up in this world, but if the right parents aren't raising the right kids, I mean, there becomes even less hope for the future. So,
absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to touch on one more thing too, man. I love when you make those calls to the leaders, man. These hoax, staged events that happens every now and then. I love when you put out those calls and give them hell, and how coincidental it is. You always get like an assistant or send a message or a voicemail. I don't know what the chances of them actually responding back to you is, but the shit's starting to get old though, man, in this country, and hopefully things get better. But
they'll only get better. They'll only get better if enough people start working towards making them better, and that's the problem. Just not enough people are doing that right now. So.
Yeah, I guess united we stand, divided we fall. I guess that's really true. That's the sad reality of it.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate all your work, brother.
Well, happy birthday. So, have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, take care.
Take it easy.
All right, let's go back out and see if George has got his audio situated. George? All right. George must be back on the treadmill. Let's go out to 803, South Carolina.
Oh, this Zach?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hey Zach, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. Have you heard? I know Bob Marley. He died. They say he died of cancer or something.
That's what they say.
I think he was 30. Yeah, he was 36. Did you hear about the ex-CIA agent? I don't know if the YouTuber Willie D Live. He did a YouTube video on
Willie D from the Ghetto Boys.
I think who he is. It was just one of the YouTube videos that I saw. It was talking about how the ex-CIA agent was confessing to Bob Marley's murder. He confessed to assassinating Bob Marley, and he did it. I think he did it in a way where, as he had something stuck on his shoe or something. You should check out that video. It's crazy. I mean, we don't know if it's 100% true, but it seemed like it could possibly be the way they got him. So they say he died of cancer. So yes. So if you get a chance, you check out that video.
All right, I'll look that up. And I'd say no doubt about it that Bob Marley was taken out, just like so many of these musicians are. And it's sad. I mean, you look into Bob Marley's family, they're all fighting over his money and music rights and messed up world we live in. So.
Yeah. Oh, and have you heard of the like an invention called a chronovisor?
No, what's that?
I think it's sort of like a time machine. Well, I can't say time. It's sort of like it. It's like, look it up. I think, I don't know if it was like a Roman Catholic priest invented it. This way to look. You can see like partially into the past or into the future. Some people say it's a conspiracy, but I mean, it could be true. It's the chronovisor.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Okay. Do you see anything?
I haven't looked it up yet, but I got it on my list of to-dos.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, there was a newspaper where they were talking about the invention, and they were saying like it was it's possibly be fake, but I think the father, I don't know his name, but they said that it said it's real. So I don't know how true it is, but yeah, if you could see into the future and wonder how some of these circumstances can play out like that. So
okay.
Yep.
All right, I'll look into it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Okay.
You say you plan to write like a short book for was it
Kobe Bryant Day?
Kobe Bryant Day.
Yeah.
And September 11th.
And more things, but yeah, just for both of those trips, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, you probably sell the books for like a certain price. You just get the short books.
Right. Yeah. Easy to print and distribute, or just give away. So.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be helpful in spreading the word.
Okay.
And, the last thing is I tried to search for your channel. Was it GematriaEffectNews 24? I don't know. I didn't see it in the search, so I don't know.
It might have gotten deleted. GematriaEffectNews 24 and 22. They both put 2 strikes on both of them. They're both on the verge of deletion. Let me see if it's still there. I'm not seeing GematriaEffectNews 24 either. They probably took down the whole channel, and that's too bad because that channel had the whole New York trip on it from last year. Yeah, it looks like they took it all the way down. And it's just BS. I mean, I haven't even been using the channel. It had no strikes, and then they struck two old episodes of TFR, and I haven't even seen what the latest thing is, but I'm sure they just took it down. Gematria Effect News 22 still up for the moment, but and the thing was, see, 22 and 24 were both bigger channels. They were both in the 30-some K subscriber range. They allowed those channels to grow more. This latest channel, Gematria Effect News 25, just can't grow. They don't let this channel grow. They keep unsubbing people. But yeah, that's frustrating. So Gematria Effect News 24 had all of our New York trip on it and all the cities we went through, and now it's gone. And that's the real reason they wanted to get rid of that channel. They didn't want to see us pounding payment out all across the nation. So, frustrating.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't see it. It must have just got. I think I checked it a few days ago. It was there, so it recently just got taken down. Yeah.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that's all I had. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's disappointing. Thank you for the heads up. All right, appreciate it.
All right. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Yeah, Gematria Effect News 24. I mean, that was the main channel. Still, even last year when we were on the New York trip, and remember, right when I got to New York, after I drove all the way across the nation from Seattle to New York, as soon as I crossed into New York, I got a letter from YouTube that the channel was demonetized. I was like, see, that just goes to show that they're sitting there watching. And it's just like some assholes in the office like, oh, you just drove all the way across the nation, demonetized. And now the channel's deleted. And again, I mean, that's just how, I'm not even using the channel, you guys. The channel had no strikes on it. Then they delete a broadcast, a TFR that's a year old, and then another one that's a year old, and I don't even know what the latest strike is because I didn't even get an email or maybe I did, but I didn't notice it. But yeah, I mean, just deleting all. I mean, think about how much hard work that is to drive across a nation, to do all that, to engage with all those people, upload all that video, plus all the other videos that were on that channel, the other, nearly 1,000 videos that were on that channel, now just all flushed. And like it hasn't happened 20 some other times, but it's just so annoying. It is so annoying. All right, let's go out to 816. What's up, 816? All right, 816. Not there. All right, let's go out to back to 347. What's up, New York? Calling back?
No, I'm good. I'm good, Zach.
Oh, okay. I thought something else hit the brain.
Nah. I was kind of interested in that guy brought up about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, both of them having kids. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino's 83 and Westman Carter's 79. Those are murder numbers. So one of them might die or something.
Well, remember you had like the death of Ray Liotta connected with De Niro's 79th birthday. So there were a couple deaths from Goodfellas last year, so there's already been some murder rituals connected to those numbers, and there'll probably be more, so you might want to think about who else is in those films that's still breathing.
It's so interesting that he's 83, but he's 79. Both murder numbers. That's not no coincidence. And plus, you're talking about both of them in the Heat, and the Heat is in the finals right now. I find it very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One more quick point I want to bring up. Did you see the story about that guy from the '70s show that got
Yeah, the beginning of the show I went to and you didn't respond, so I know you weren't listening, but I covered his thing. Again, it's 79 days from his birthday, Rapist 79, Danny Masterson 79. I actually just put out a short video on it too with more information, how it synced up with the day he was arrested. So, yeah, indeed.
All right, that's it.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, have a good one. All right, so yeah, they actually deleted GematriaEffectNews 24 this morning. Here's the email. 10:40 a.m. today, 9 hours ago. Zachary Hubbard, we have removed your channel from YouTube. We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines. So I guess they didn't even strike a third video. They just decided to take down the whole channel today. And again, I mean, this, you know what's bullshit is how I drove to YouTube's doorstep. If you guys missed that, I did go to YouTube's doorstep. And as soon as I got there, a big security presence came out and said, no, you can't come in the building, but we'll answer all your questions. Here, I'll write them all down for you, and then we'll have somebody get back to you in 1 to 2 weeks. Well, that was in April. I mean, what day was it that I was at YouTube? Was it like 4/20? It was around then. It was around April 20th. And it wasn't quite, it was before 4/20 because I got to LA on 4/20. It was like April 18th. Maybe the 19th. It was before 4/20 though. And again, I have nobody's gotten back to me. Nobody's gotten back to me. It's been over a month. It's been 6 weeks. No follow through. And it's just annoying. You get to this place and there's all this security, all these cameras, not allowed to go in the building. I mean, these companies, I mean, what are they? It's like, why does a place that allows video uploading need so much security and cameras? It's got more. I was gonna say it has more security than a bank. That's an understatement. I mean, a bank might have like one cheap pay-for security guard. They have armed security all over the place. But yeah, I mean, just tired of just getting stuff taken down, and it's just this vague. Hi, Zachary Hubbard. We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines, period. No elaboration of what are the severe... How come the channel was allowed to stay up for over a year? I've hardly used it in the last year. It didn't have any strikes on it about 1 month ago. In fact, all 3 of those strikes are since I got back from there and talking to them about these exact type of practices, the vague censorship, you know, the unclear, never ever anything specified about what you did wrong. And again, we've been walking on eggshells anyway, so it's like, what could I have possibly have done? Oh, I questioned the tyranny. Oh, I'm living proof that the tyranny was wrong. See what I mean, you guys? Like, losing your YouTube channel, that's annoying. But we're also going in this direction where we're losing more of our rights and liberties, and it's bigger than a YouTube channel. Again, my brother-in-law, doctor, now going to probably be a goner before long. You know, pretty soon we'll be at his funeral. You know, he's got cancer all over his body. How did that happen? Not even that old. He's in his early 60s. Takes relatively good care of himself, goes to the gym, looks slim, you know, has some muscle tone for an older guy. Not in the worst of shape, pretty good shape. He's improved his diet in recent years. But I know what he's done. He's gotten all of his shots and boosters because he had to. And now all of a sudden he's got cancer all over his body. But hey, don't worry, you guys. They're working on a new cancer mRNA vaccine. It's just, you know, I mean... To read the rest of their little letter here. We know this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. Well, you're not doing that because a lot of people drop dead because of the mandates and agendas and because they didn't get information like the kind of stuff I put out. Again, I put out a book in, you know, September 2020 that predicted exactly when the pandemic would be ended by these tyrants and nailed that dead on. You know, but with these types of things, achieving these types of things, nailing everything, calling out the exact patterns that have, you know, we should be gaining respect in the world. YouTube should be able, you know what? That side is actually winning the debate. They're being right about things. They're being proven correct. Their predictions are landing. They're still healthy. They didn't participate. oh, wait a minute, maybe it wasn't safe and effective. Nope, none of that's happening. They're just still going along, pushing the lies, because they got to keep it safe for everybody. Again, you know, the millions of people who are planning to take the day off tomorrow to play a video game, because it's going to be like the most awesome video game in a decade, they should be planning tomorrow to meet me at YouTube to lay that place to waste and everybody inside that building. And then we should be down to the Facebook campus to do the same thing, and then the Google campus to do the same thing. And this isn't craziness talking. This is how an American should be talking. This is the nation that was founded out of a revolution against tyranny. Tyranny's never been worse. It's never been more annoying. We know this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. See, when you went to New York City and talked about 201, that became not safe for us tyrants, because then people might figure out what we're doing to fuck you all in the ass. And, by the way, yeah, we are doing a good job in the classroom to make little Johnny, you know, so he just opens wide for Arturo Sosa when he comes to town. No Vaseline. These people make me fucking sick, man. Their letter goes on. If we think a channel severely violates our policies, where the fuck in your letter does it say what I severely violated? This shit is so fucking annoying to read. If we think a channel severely violates our policies, we take it down to protect other users on the... Is that what you fucking faggots do? Or do you sit there in an office and go, hey, that guy just drove from Seattle to New York to bring knowledge about 9/11, and then we demonetize him right when we see that he crossed into the state? That's what you fucking pieces of shit do. But if you believe we've made the wrong call, you can appeal this decision. Oh, yeah, and you know how it'll be when I appeal, you guys? Sorry, we reviewed your appeal, but we decided we're going to still delete your channel. Fuck you. No explanation, because that's how it is every time. Again, while we still are allowed to possess things that shoot hot lead, you know, I mean, again, everyone's going to be shooting hot lead and swinging around their digital swords and casting their digital lightning bolts tomorrow, killing all the online demons. Those same people should be out getting rid of these real demons. And again, that's the thing, you know, on YouTube you can stream a video game all day. Hey, look at me play video games and kill demons. This is acceptable. Ugh. It's gross, you guys. This society we live in is so fucking gross. I'm about to drive... Is this stream still going? Are we still live right now? It says I'm signed out of the live stream now. Well, it looks like I can see the chat still going, but it says I'm signed out of the live stream. Okay, here's what it looks like on my end right now. So, anyway, let me get back to the call board. Massachusetts, 617, you're on.
Hey, Zach.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I feel your rant completely. This is Paige. Yeah, you know, it's I really think you should. I know that you're already swamped with what you're doing, but it's too bad you can't have another channel that's, I don't know, Gematria Truth or Gematria for Truth that just covers the global tyranny and Hollyweird and the depopulation agenda and the crimes against humanity that everybody seems to be, I hate to say it, a lot of people on your fan base, I don't know what it is. A lot of them are really numb and apathetic. I hear a lot of people just kind of really just caring about whether the Miami Heat is going to win, or are they going to cover the spread? Meanwhile, the depopulation, we're in a depopulation event. And I can't understand the disconnect I think it's more than fluoride. And it really is chilling. It's upsetting, just the level of numbness. And then, you know, people will just, in the chat, they'll just make fun of the caller, what caller it is. Maybe, you know, I'm next, I guess. But it's just sad. It's almost like they don't understand.
Well, just remember about the chat. Ignore the chat. Here, just about the chats, just ignore the chats, right? It's like whenever we go out and pound pavement, we meet good people, and they say they never even participate in the chat. We know that a lot of people in the chat are just here to troll, and that's all they do. And they're fucking low-life losers, period, end of discussion. But I hear what you're saying, exactly. People care more about sports picks than actually getting free. And that's what's really annoying for me. What am I having to grind on now every day to keep support for the channel? I'm having to start my day doing 4 hours of sports decoding every day. Not what I want to do. Not what I want to do, but what I have to do to maintain support, because people don't support when I go out and pound pavement and go out and speak out like we need people to do. They don't care about that. They want sports picks, and I got to meet people where they are because we got to keep resources for the community. But yeah, it is very frustrating. I don't even want to decode sports anymore. I've already proven my point about how rigged sports are, and I've already helped people make enough money. But people don't care about what matters, you know, and it's maddening. So.
Yeah, it's almost like they just kind of zoom in on, oh, Zach's he's doing another rant. He's on another rant. You know, it's like it's mind blowing. I don't know. It really is just the level of I don't know. It's just the level of that. The absurdity of it, that they don't know this is global tyranny going on. And again, I mean, I love your live stream. It's just painful.
Hold on. We got a commercial break. Sit tight. I'll get you after the break. We'll be right back, everybody.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song that's right.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes. Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smartphone or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio. I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio, then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
$1 million.
And by the way, Mr. President, your campaign agreed to both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it, and why don't you observe what your campaign agreed to as a ground rule, okay, sir?
Look, here's the deal. Tremendous sprouts, and Joe does this at Goldstone has 3 people.
Here's the deal.
He's been totally irresponsible.
Yes, he's a fool. Here's the deal.
President Trump did a phenomenal job. Would you shut up?
Look, here's the deal. I don't trust him at all, nor do you. I know you don't.
Get down for a second, Judge. He wants to shut down the country. Let me shut you down for a second, Judge. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe.
I get my time back. You can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID crisis. He does not have a plan. I know how to do the job. It's the same process.
There has never been an administration that's done what I've done. That are shut down.
Shut the guy down. President Trump, you have begun. Look, here's the deal. It's hard to get anywhere with this country.
This is the way it is.
Look, here's the deal.
President Trump did a phenomenal job.
Come on, man. Here's the deal. Everybody knows he's a liar.
Fake news. They give me bad press.
Look, here's the deal. I don't trust him at all, nor do you. I know you don't. The second subject is 200,000 dead. If we just wear a mask, we can save half those numbers.
We got the gowns, we got the masks, we made the ventilators. You don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India.
Maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. Let's see the disinfectant. And a lot more going to die unless he gets a lot smarter.
Did you use the word smart? Don't ever use the word smart with me. Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you.
Here's the deal.
Tremendous sprouts, and Joe does the circles and has 3 people.
Here's the deal. He's been totally irresponsible. Yes, he's a fool. Here's the deal.
President Trump did a phenomenal job. Would you follow?
This is Truth Frequency Radio. The wicked one, obviously under heavy methodic influence.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
You have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal.
More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them.
Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Funny comments in the chat. We're going to go back to the caller who got interrupted, but just funny comments. Somebody says, worrying about yourself about what the government is doing doesn't help your spirit not return to Earth. I think what they're trying to say is that, like, worrying about the government won't help you escape this reality in the afterlife. Those kind of comments kill me. Again, you're speculating on what you don't know for certain, and you're providing an excuse for why we shouldn't do anything about this evil tyranny that's ruling over humanity, lying to humanity, murdering people, forcing people to live in cages. You're coming up with a reason about why we shouldn't worry about that and do something about it because you have this belief that, who knows what your belief is. Maybe your belief is, if I just believe in Jesus, I can go live with Jesus in the afterlife in the clouds someday afterwards. I've been reading my good book they printed out for me. Again, maybe your spiritual belief's a little bit different, but that's what I'm getting from your message. And again, your comment speaks to what I've always said. That's why they give us religion from the youngest age, to keep us locked into these chains of thought that are not productive, that allow us to be enslaved, that teach us to turn the other cheek and give Caesar what's his, to be a good slave, just like it says in the Bible. So, Percy, you're a good slave. That's not a good thing. You are the problem. For the person who says, indeed, you're also a good slave, you're also the problem. And for Neo the hacker, who I like, again, he always pops in every now and then and says that I'm wasting my time because not enough people care. But what's the alternative? What should we do tomorrow, Neo? Should we tune in and get our digital swords out and see if we can level our character up to 10 million and have the biggest biceps and the best body armor and the shiniest sword? Is that what we should do tomorrow? Apparently that's where the money is. I was watching this guy stream and I was like, holy shit. This guy just made like $1,000 playing a video game for 20 minutes? Is this like some kind of deception to make little kids think they can grow up in the world and play video games and people will give them $1,000 every 20 minutes? Is this some kind of YouTube psychological? But seriously, what should we do? What should we do? We should all just give up? Should we just go watch Amazon and stream Hannah about the CIA raising little girl assassins? You guys know that's an Amazon TV series about little girls raised by the CIA to be government hit ladies. who'd ever suspected a teenage girl was going to come up and take you out? You know, shout out to Rambo. If you guys have not seen that show, Hannah, the girls are raised in this huge and the CIA runs their operation out of Poland, by the way. Remember our little Ukraine-Russia missile scare in Poland? But in the show, they run the CIA girl assassin camp out of Poland. And they live in a building that's an unfinished pyramid. I wonder where they got the symbolism. And then the courtyard around the building, the shrubs are made into butterflies. Like, you know, Rambo always would talk about the butterfly and MK Ultra, the CIA mind control program. But is that what we should do? What should we just sit back and just enjoy the entertainment that mocks every inch of our existence? I don't know what else to do. So I'm not that into digital swords, but I am really annoyed with, not enough people wanting to get free. Okay. All right. Here, let's go back out to the callers. And it was... Did the caller drop off who was on the line? 617, was it you who I was talking to before we got interrupted?
Yep.
Okay.
It's me. I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, we got interrupted.
I just try to figure it out why people, it does seem like Generation Z, and no offense, millennials, I think you are a true anomaly when it comes to a millennial. I think you're more so bordering on Generation X. But I do think it's that a lot of the generations, they really haven't been through true adversity and true suffering. So that's why all of this is kind of a joke to them, because they've never been through true suffering, and they're about to go through it. Because again, I don't need to tell you this, but we are in a depopulation event right now. And I think people really do need to wake up on how severe this is, because the pain is coming to them. And they can joke about it all they want. I don't even look at the chat when you're on. I don't even bother looking at the chat, because I know it's like, so much of the chat is like it's sixth grade. And I don't know what it is, but I don't want to digress with this. I just wanted to bring up the 15-minute cities where they were established. They were established in the 1930s. So the Nazis established the 15-minute slums for the Jews and the homosexuals, etc., and what they deemed to be the less desirable. So that's where the 15-minute cities, and I have friends in the UK. The 15-minute cities are very real. They're happening in Canada, UK, Australia. And my friends in Australia and the UK and my friends in Canada, they all feel bad for America. They ask me, why are they still sleeping? What's going on in America? Why are you guys brain dead? Why aren't you taking this seriously? Even in France, I have a friend over in France, and they're fighting. They are fighting their government. Their revolution in these countries is not being televised. But in America, we are sleeping and we are falling. America is falling, and it's disgusting to see. While people just self-medicate and play video games, and no offense to those, I know you need some kind of escape, but I do wish more people were like you and actually doing something. And I feel like people make fun of you because they feel inadequate. They're little keyboard warriors that are insulting you, in their mother's basement on the couch, insulting you. It's sad. So I just want to also bring up the blue lights. The blue lights at Walmart, and they're also going up on the highways. And the blue lights are to detect luciferase. The luciferase, it's been patented. It's in the vaccines. So it's a biosensor, and anybody can trust but verify what I'm saying. It's a biosensor that can be found in the jab. So with that, I just want to also put out there William Cooper, because I don't know if you're familiar with William Cooper.
Of course.
His full name was Milton. Oh, okay. His full name was Milton William Cooper. He wrote a book called Behold the Pale Horse.
It's on my bookshelf behind me.
Heavily edited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. It's heavily, that was a big, huge wake-up call for me. And I listened to his, the narrated version is on YouTube. It's getting harder and harder to find. The Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. And the highly edited version is on YouTube, and it's his own voice narrating it. And, he said, I'll just give you a little background, even though I know you already know it, but your viewers probably don't. And maybe they do, but I'm going to assume they don't. But he was in the military. He was privy to he had top secret security clearance. He talked about how, this was over 25 years ago. He talked about how it was going to be the Satanists versus the Luciferians, bringing in the one world government. And here we are. And in the book, Behold the Pale Horse, he talks about how it's going to happen. And, the people will be apathetic. And they'll be, how these tyrants will bring us all down regarding the depopulation will be with can't say it, but maybe I can spell it, right? A jackcine. And I call it a jackcine because we know it's all jacked up with poison and horrifying ingredients. So, people also should, if they think it doesn't touch them also regarding, hey, if you're in the dating world and you meet somebody and she or he has been vaccinated, well, there you go. Even though you haven't been vaccinated, you become vaccinated if you have relations with them. So people should care because, it's going to be affecting everybody, even if you don't even think about it or you don't care about it. Because right now this is I don't know, something I've never seen in my lifetime, but I had to decompress for about 3 days when I listened to that book, Behold the Pale Horse.
Yeah, and just to remind people about the 56 code, Bill Cooper, born on May 6, 5-6, dead on Remember the 5th of November, the day leaving 56 days left in the year, shortly after 9/11 and his Bin Laden prediction landing. But yeah, Behold a Pale Horse. Good book.
Yeah, it was an excellent book. And again, I just want to commend you for what you do. And I love listening to you, and especially when you have the live on Wednesdays, because, you're in it and it brings me down to, I have to go out and see people that are riding bikes with masks on, and it's just, your channel brings me back to my own sanity again. So I appreciate that you have this, and I hope, I support you, and I know a lot of people do. So I know it can be frustrating because doing what you do, and, regarding the sports, I can't imagine. And then, something is so serious as depopulation event, and then no one cares, and they only care about whether Jimmy Butler is going to cover the spread. I mean, that must be, I can't imagine. That must be awful. But
it's that George Orwell quote from 1984. All it took to fill up the horizons of their minds was beer, sports, and gambling. So.
Yep, exactly. And yep. And William Cooper said that too, right? He said bread and circus. Give them bread and circus. That's all people need to be just brain dead and apathetic. Just give them bread and circus, just like the Romans did. And here we are. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for what you do. And that was my rant, Zach. So thank you for letting me get out my rant of the week.
All right. Well, I appreciate your call. You have a good night, friend. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. I want the person in the chat, Percy, to call into the show. And again, I want to hear it come out of your mouth, not through the comments in the chat, about how we all just need to focus on our own spirituality. And if we all just focus on ourselves and our spirituality, everything will be just perfect. Call in and let us all hear it over the airwaves. Call in and tell us about it. How if we all just focus on ourselves and our spirituality, how everything will be just fine and dandy. God. I like that Call in and prove to me that you're not mentally ill writing that shit. If we all just ignore the tyranny, you guys, and the murderous cabal that rules over us and just focus on our inner spirituality, everything will be great. And then what? Then when they come in your house and give you the latest Pfizer jab and tell you you can't do anything that you used to do anymore as a human being, you can't go on a walk on the trail anymore, then what? What did your inner spirituality do about the tyranny? God. Get tired of listening to this moronic bullshit, man. It's just, I mean, you got to be so fucking dumb to even say anything like that. Are you that fucking dumb, Percy? Call in and tell me how stupid you aren't. God, these people. You're the fucking problem. Let's go out to 916. What's up, 916?
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, this is Jesse in Sacramento. I don't know if you remember me. I'm the one that made the cards in Sacramento.
Of course I do. You wait.
Yeah,
you didn't make them in Sacramento. You made them in. Oh, no, yeah, you did make them in Sacramento. Hold on, I'm getting dyslexic. Of course, yes, outside Gavin Newsom's office. But then we got shut down by what was it called? Survivors Speak. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, with me and my son, we're out there.
Indeed, yeah, it was great to see you and your son, and I look forward to coming back down there and standing shoulder to shoulder again.
I'm still, I got more cards printed up, and I'm still handing them out, man, because this knowledge here just needs to keep, people need to have this knowledge, man. I just want to tell you, thank you, man, because you really did change my life. I was one of them people sitting on the couch watching sports like every weekend. But man, you really woke me up out of my slumber, man, with your knowledge, man. So I just want to thank you for that. You've changed my life completely. And even my son, man, he's not fully awake, but you're going through the process right now. But his mother and his sister, they're not they're not responsive. That last caller was right on point with a lot of the things she was saying. It's crazy how it's pretty deep. Even that whoever you were talking to in the chat there, I just call these people like empty vessels, man. They're talking about spirituality. A lot of these people are just empty vessels.
Right.
Soulless people.
Exactly. No spiritual person, no one who has a real spirituality that's worth anything is talking about how we just need to stand down and allow tyranny to go on and do what it's doing right now. That you're the furthest thing from being spiritual. Exactly. An empty vessel or some kind of just like demonically possessed thing who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to like bash like religious people, because I know a lot of religious people are just lost, they're kind of like being deceived. But my hatred is more towards just the system in a whole, like the whole religious system. You always talk about the Jesuits, which is part of the Roman Catholic Church, which the Roman Catholic Church created all religion. And it just keeps people in a closed mind, keeps people in a box in their own prison of their mind. And it's just like I deal with these people every single day, man. It's like you're talking to them. Man, it's like there's nothing inside that person. You're trying to, even with all the numerology and stuff, you're throwing stuff at them. And it's like, man, they just don't get it, man. It's crazy how the spell is so deep. But, yeah, man, I just want to thank you. I have a TikTok account, and I've actually put a couple of your videos on there, and I've got a lot of response on TikTok.
Very cool.
I got a couple of videos where I got like 7,000 views on both of them, and I got like, I don't know, to me, like 600 likes is a lot to me. But TikTok is also another platform that, man, they're very like, I get a lot of videos taken down a lot.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah, censorship everywhere.
Yeah, but I hope you don't mind me putting your video.
No, of course not. Thank you.
I get a lot.
Again, everybody's allowed to share all of my content anywhere. You never need to ask. Everything I put out there is free to share. Thank you very much to everyone who does it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I love your rants, man. I really do. People need to people need to be called out, man. Like, and the people that get offended, those people need to wake up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the guy I'm calling out in the chat right now, I know that he's not going to come on here. He's not strong enough to say the nonsense he's spewing in the chat right now because he doesn't even believe what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Zach. Hopefully I'm going to try to meet you in LA too, man. We're 84 days away.
You know what, though?
I'm
You don't even have
counting
to, man, because Sacramento is the perfect spot. I'll be back through there. So, but if you want to come to LA, you're more than welcome to. Thank you again.
Yeah, I'll be there, man. Thank you, Zach, for everything you're doing, man.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out that day and bringing your son. Sacramento, Sacramento, we didn't have as many people as LA, but I just really loved what I saw in Sacramento. A lot of people connecting, talking, sharing phone numbers. It was a great day there. I felt like I was in the right spot. So.
Yes, sir. I agree.
All right.
Thank you, Zach.
All right.
That's all I had. Thank you, man.
Yeah, take care. Sacramento just the only thing that went wrong that day is there was some big gathering there, survivors speak, and it was some controlled opposition bullshit thing, and it made it hard to get Slick Willie Gavin Newsom blasted on the microphone like he deserved. Let's go out to Madison 608. You're on.
Hi, Zach.
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Zach.
Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I'm so glad I was able to get in. I watch your show all the time, me and a couple of my family members. I'm actually located in Janesville. I'm just like 30 minutes away from Madison.
Okay.
So I'm just glad your platform is here, and I just hope you keep doing what you're doing because you are reaching people, because I'm here, my daughter, she's here. It's a lot of us that do listen, and just for the people out there that follows you and the people who are still kind of on the fence, like this stuff is really, really happening in real time. Like, this is not a joke. People should really be outraged and upset, like right now, because the government is most definitely doing a lot of heinous things that should not be going on. And at this point, a lot of people should be out and throwing these people out in the street. Like, all these people in government, they're no good. They're not here to help the people.
No.
They're not. They're just here to step on the people. And we hold power. We are the ones that keep this country going every day. And if we just say, we're not doing it anymore, we're stopping, we're not going to work at anybody's job, we're not going to pay into anything, they wouldn't have a choice.
Indeed. And I'll remind people, this government does more than just step on us. They use and abuse us and lie to us and steer us into all of their agendas that are evil and sick, and they don't just negatively impact us, they end up negatively impacting all kinds of people. We essentially pay the bill so that bombs and missiles can be dropped on the heads of innocent brown people all over the world in the name of making a profit for some corporation, whether it's Coca-Cola or Lockheed Martin. And again, nobody cares. People want to slay demons tomorrow. 1 million men are taking the day off to slay virtual demons while we allow real demons to rule over us. That's maddening.
Yeah, and that's madness. It's madness, and it needs to stop. Nobody should be going out working at anybody's job at this point, because it's not helping us. It's steady filling money in their pockets and not our pockets. And the tyranny needs to stop, and people need to take a play out of the playbook. And some of these other countries that's in the street, and they're not going for the bull anymore. They're not going for it. And we better wake up and start doing it too.
Indeed. Well said.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you so much.
You're
Please
welcome.
keep doing what you're doing, and we'll continue to follow and share the knowledge and spread love.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your call.
Bye.
All right, you have a good night. The only hotel I spent the night at when I drove from Seattle to New York City was in Madison, Wisconsin. That was the only place. And then I had the hotel in New Jersey, but I didn't even use the damn thing. We were just out all day and all night. But yeah, she said Jane's. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that on the sign right as I got near Madison. Time flies. That was already 9 months ago. 216. What's up, 216?
Hi, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
Now, what did I say that we should lay down to the tyranny?
Are you Percy from the chat?
Percy Roscoe.
All right. Hey, you proved me wrong, first of all, so congrats. But, like, seriously, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That we should all just ignore the government evil tyranny and just worry about ourselves?
I never said that we should ignore and just lay down to no tyranny. I never said nothing like that.
Well, you said something about worrying about the government's not going to help you out in this world. You said something like that.
I mean, yeah, if you waking up being consumed by what the government doing every day, but not checking with yourself, how does that help your spirit at all? I'm just saying.
Well, who's advocating for that? Who's saying don't worry about your own mental place and your well-being? Who said that? So what's even the point of leaving that comment when nobody's talking about that?
I'm just saying that. That's what you just said. You said something I didn't say. I'm just saying the same person who's waking up decoding without checking with themselves first is the same person waking up being consumed.
That's not what your comment said. Your comment said worrying about the government's not going to help you escape this world in the afterlife.
That's fact. If you worry about the government every day, how are you helping yourself evolve to get off of this plane?
Do you understand the government's the one that's keeping people in a very low state of being by suppressing knowledge, understanding, keeping everybody in a state of fear, needless anxiety, nonstop agenda after agenda?
Yes, that's fact. So if you gain more knowledge, you can get your way up out of that. That's how you learn.
Well, isn't that what we're doing over here? Exposing knowledge and how we're ruled over?
Yes, learn the knowledge, but what are you going to do with that knowledge?
Well, I'm trying to get people to fight back and do something about it and overthrow this government. Your comment was essentially the exact opposite of that. Like, oh, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to worry about my own, the way I feel inside. You know, and that's pretty much everybody's attitude. That's pretty much everybody's attitude in America. I'm just going to worry about me. I'm going to worry about, are my taste buds satisfied right now? Am I entertained enough?
Put your goals in your journal.
Oh, hold on. We got a commercial break.
Because
We'll
one
be
of
right
the
back.
major people. Write them down. Here's another reason for writing your goals down. It shows you're serious about doing better. And to do better, you gotta get serious. Everybody hopes things will get better. Poor people hope. That ought to tell you something. It means the future does not get better by hope. It gets better by plan. So get serious about your goals. Put them on paper. Write them down. There's all kinds, business goals, financial independence goals, family goals. I mean, there's so many things to work on this that if you don't get busy and work on it, sure enough, the time will pass. And sure enough, 5 years from now, you'll wind up where you don't want to be, wearing what you don't want to wear, driving what you don't want to drive, being what you don't want to be. Now's the time to
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
Just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again. So I placed another order because this was the only thing that ever worked. I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today. Buy the Birth Trilogy, spelled B-E-A-R-T-H, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
TFR.
Anybody see? You've got a war to fight.
All right, I'm glad it came back on that song, even though it's all messed up. You could hear what she said. Again, that's Portishead, the song Rose. Can't anybody see? We got a war to fight. Let's go back to Cleveland, who says all we need to do is just focus on how we feel inside. So tell me how it's going to happen, 216. Evil tyrants ruling over us, taxing us, lying to us, starting wars. Let's just focus on inside, right? And then it'll all be over. Tell me about it.
So you just want to overthrow. That's the goal. That's the solution.
That's not the total solution, but that needs to be done. That needs to be done.
Is it possible? Can that ever happen?
It's happened before. Governments have been overthrown. I remember, wasn't it just last, hold on, it was just last summer. It was just last summer in Sri Lanka, wasn't it, where the people overwhelmed the government and essentially, you know, they got their leader out of power. And it was all people swarming on his palace.
I personally don't think that can happen in America.
Why not?
Honestly.
Why not?
I haven't seen it happen before. In this day and age, it just doesn't seem possible.
I gotta move on. His spirituality is all out of tune with reality. If he was truly spiritual, he'd just have these answers inside. Of course it can happen again. There's a lot of us. He hasn't seen it happen yet, so it can't happen. In the future, just shut the fuck up. All right, let's go out to Yeah Right, the Matrix. What's up, Yeah Right?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I'm tuning in, obviously listening, and I feel your frustration. Sorry you lost your channel. I know how you feel. That sucks. But I've been listening along, and this caller that just called is exactly what I talk about day in and day out. This fake ass high consciousness stupid shit, this fake ass spirituality, this fake ass go inside yourself and just take care of yourself, this new age bullshit ass.
Here's what he just wrote in the chat. You're a radical. Everyone doesn't think the same way. Yeah, we need to be radical and overthrow this shit, not compliant and tolerant of it. You are a. Go ahead.
What he is, he's under the spell.
Indeed.
There's a spell out here, and he's under the spell just in a different form. All right, he's in another religion. That's all he is. And that spell he's under, that going inside and being spiritual and take care of yourself, and you could get knowledge and do what with it? Knowledge is useless if there's no fucking power behind your knowledge. It's useless. It's trash, garbage. You're irrelevant. Your knowledge is getting you nowhere because you don't put no power behind it. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. And you already know, Zach, America's done. You already know. There is. I've lost. I mean, I do have a. I always have that little salt grain of hope. But what? I mean, there's what 499 people in the chat. I give you a thumbs up while I'm here. I always forget that sometimes. But there's 499 people in the chat. Only probably 90 people really actually give a fuck. The rest are just there. The rest are just there because it soothes their soul to hear you rant on what they don't have in themselves, because they don't have that energy inside them to do anything and pick up and move. They're just there. You're their outlet, and that's all they need, and they're satisfied. They go along with their little bubble and in their own little reality, and the same spell, caught in the same loop of docile. I'm not gonna do shit. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna fight for anything. I'm just gonna sit back and he's doing enough. And this is unfortunately a problem. Because just I hear a lot of people say they love your rants. Well, you know why they love your rants? I do too, but they love your rants because you're doing the job for them, and it takes that energy out of them, and they feel like they've accomplished something through the day. So against this tyranny by knowing and hearing somebody else do it. Now you got to do this shit in your own life. You got to walk these steps in your own life. You got to stand up. You do got to go inside and change, right? I believe in that for real. Like, you do got to go inside and change yourself. That's a fact. But when you realize how fucked up you are, it makes you more angry and want to fight outside. It makes you more pissed off at the government, pissed off at school system, pissed off at, leaders and, these stupid ass, fucked up ass laws. And you want to change, and you don't back down. And you actually, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like right now, everybody's talking about this shit with school. I don't give a fuck about none of it. You can have all the dick slinging gay shit you want in school. I don't care. You know why? It's their schools. If you choose and you're dumb enough to send your kids in there, you deserve that shit at this point. It's time for sacrifice and doing. And people can't even, people are on here talking this shit, still got their fucking kids in school. Like, seriously. I know I'm ranting off here, but I mean, Americans are just honestly the worst fucking human beings on earth. I'm sorry. They are. Americans are the dumbest fucking creatures on the planet. They won't do shit, diddly, nothing. I mean, we're seeing it real time, and all this shit going on. They're playing with us. They're fucking with us like little lab rats and just doing whatever they fuck they want. They're just they just do whatever they wish, and nobody is doing nothing. Just one more thing real quick. I know I'm ranting on. Here in Rochester, New York, I'm sure you've seen some of the videos where I was out there at the hospital, with the nurses and shit, support, showing, documenting what was going on with the nurses losing their jobs. And last week, that same fucking hospital came out and said they're no longer requiring, the good old shot, right? So they're no longer requiring it. Meanwhile, people done lost their jobs. People done, took it, bowed down and took it, and fucking got hurt. Some are dead already. Some have major health complications. And you know what? In this area, you didn't hear a goddamn peep. That hospital should be burned to the fucking ground. I mean, it literally should not be open right now. It's just that when I see shit like that, they are going to waltz us into whatever agenda they want. Nobody's going to do shit. All this gun talk. Yeah, no one's coming to take my gun, this and that. They're taking your guns every fucking day past.
But that's what annoys me too. All the people with the gun talk aren't doing anything with their guns. Here's Brian at High Impact Flicks talking about guns every day. What are you doing with your guns? You don't stand up for anything. A crowd of people come to your state, Oklahoma, and you flee the state to go to Trump Tower. Just a bunch of frauds and phonies and big talkers. You guys think I'm a fraud and phony, man? If I didn't have Sweet Lady, I'd probably be on the way down to YouTube right now to show you how to use the hot lead. And that's not crazy talk. That's what time it is. These people deserve to be underground. These people are ruining the fucking country. Go ahead.
They're literally destroying. They're literally destroying everything right before our eyes. I mean, the cities are out of control. You know, I mean, here in Rochester, it's crazy. I mean, there was like 2 murders just today alone, and it's not even fucking done yet. The other day is, you know, a bar gets shoot up, 3 people get shot, 1 killed. You don't even hear it. There's literally mass shootings in Rochester, and you don't even fucking hear about it. There's mass shootings every night in Philly. You don't even hear about it. Only when they want to talk about gun control, when they want to, they call it a mass shooting. I mean, people don't realize the dire state that we are actually in, and people actually think that the shit's gonna get fucking better. You know, these fake spiritual people, like this one guy that just called in talking all this, you know, get knowledge and do all this shit. I mean, it is. I'm lost for words, honestly. I mean, I can't even fucking put it into words of what we're witnessing, and that's why I always tell you that, hey, you know, there's only one thing. I mean, this nation has destroyed the entire fucking planet and all the countries, rape, pillage, destroyed cultures. I mean, done all kind of wicked, sick shit to the entire population of the world. And guess who's going to reap all that karma? We are, because we're sitting here, just like the one lady, the beautiful lady that called in and said that, you know, France is wondering what the fuck's going on with Americans, Australians, people in the UK. I mean, all these other countries, like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You know, even Canadians are like, you know, yeah, they got Trudeau and they're under some tyranny, but they're like, damn, Americans, you guys got firearms, you guys perpetuate all this freedom and all this toughness, but you guys are the dumbest fucking people and the most docilest people on the fucking planet. And it's truly is sad, man. It really is sad. And I mean, I don't know what else, you know, you can do, honestly, but get the fuck out of here. You know, that's the only thing. And then I always hear those same fucking retards.
But where do you go to? But where do you go to? Even Mexico's not. Mexico might be a little bit better, but they got the same shit. The same people rule over Mexico that rule over this country at the end of the day. Where do you go to? There's nowhere to go to. This is the New World Order.
Right. So the only way I say is leaving. I'm talking about unplugging from this bitch and leaving this bitch and going into just living off the fucking land. And doing that, you got to go to those places, you know, because all your shit is there, you know, all your nature is there. I don't want no part of their electronic fucking bullshit technological system. I don't want none of that shit, you know. I don't want any of it. And, you know, that for me is unplugging. I leave it all and get the fuck out of here, man. I'd rather die there and be happy, smiling, than be here and going through this shit and being around these motherfuckers every day, because I can't stand it, you know. I mean, what is the solution? Nobody's going to do shit. We already know that. No one's going to do nothing in this country. It's pretty much.
Well, not no one.
I mean,
we're going to do something, but not enough people are doing anything.
Right. I mean, not enough to where it'll make they could make a difference. I mean, think about it. You know, they call us radical. Look, the one guy called. What is he talking? He just called in. Now he's in the chat. He said that's radical. You know, he's spewing the same shit they spew.
Exactly.
You know,
he's programmed. He's under mind control. He doesn't recognize it. You're talking about radical stuff. You're talking about overthrowing the government. Yeah, I am. That's what needs to be done. It's a necessity.
Think about this, Zach. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know this country has the dumbest people, because why did they remove all the guns from all the other nations around the world before America? Because they know those people got a different kind of spirit than we do. They know those people will use them fucking guns. And also, those countries are smaller, so people can gather faster. The United States is big, and we're all spread the fuck apart. That's another issue that we got. These other countries, they had to get rid of them guns a long fucking time ago. What's going on here with their drug, which they call, you know, which is fentanyl? They've already used this in other nations. They just had a different name for it. They call it heroin, opioids. What's the other shit they call? They've already used this shit. You know, they've already everything that they've done in other countries is doing us to us now, and people don't even see it. People don't even understand it. People don't even know. And then the guns come next. And people think that, oh, they're not going to ever take the guns. America's too tough. They're going to use them. I can 100% guarantee you that there will be a few Americans that ain't going for the shit. I get it. But the majority of Americans are going to line the fuck up. There will be a line from fucking LA to DC turning in guns because people don't want to quit their fucking jobs and shit like that. You know, they don't want to go to prison, you know?
And that's why it's so important to audit your local post office. You guys are over here kicking Gematria BS while you could be auditing a post office.
Well, sir, but sir, shout out to Fake Mike, but Fake Mike, I gotta call you out. Look, tell.
No, we're gonna keep. No, wait. We're gonna keep it where we keep it because he's just joking. And he just.
But no. As far as I'm concerned, though, since he's there, Fake Mike represents what's wrong with the world. Fake Mike's shouting out the biggest frauds in the world. Brian, that fucking piece of shit loser. He's got nothing but respect for Brian. Man, fuck Brian. To shout out Brian makes you part of the problem. Keep bringing on Fritz Springmeier, who said, I don't talk about gematria because that goes against my bullshit religious beliefs. Instead, I'm going to talk about how purple lights are going to kill us and the CIA's recruiting me. These guys are fucking losers, and you're promoting that shit, and you stop talking about the knowledge that could actually wake people the fuck up. That makes you part of the problem, Will.
He's already gone. So let's finish talking about what we were talking about in America. So another thing I want to talk about is, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Shit, I forgot where I was at with this, with the guy calling in about being radical. Oh, other nations taking guns, right? They had to get the guns out of these nations' hands a long time ago because these people will, and we've seen it over the years, they'll go remove their officials. They've done it. I mean, they've done it in Puerto Rico. How many, was it about 8-9 years ago? They dragged that fucking politician out and whooped his ass or whatever they did. Or didn't they drag him behind a truck or some shit like that?
That should be happening here.
You remember that?
That should be happening all over America.
It should. But again, Americans are too fucking docile. That's why, the debt ceiling, I wish the shit would fucking collapse. Like, it's like playing the lottery. When they said, the debt ceiling has been, I'm like, it's like I lost the lottery again. I want the bitch to implode on stuff. I want it to collapse because when we go through shit, people actually start to open an eye and start to realize and start to look at things. And, for me, the only thing that'll actually change people is some kind of turmoil, destruction, losing things. And the governments also know the same thing. This is why they do shit like COVID and then stop and then let you go back to normal. Because then they'll come in years later, do another thing and take a bunch more shit. They'll do it slowly. So before you know it, you're in a 10-foot, box somewhere, And this is America, man. This is what it's all about, man. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel the same frustration, man, and I see it every day. And just more and more, it just seems like people are getting more, comfortable, docile, and just falling off, man. And it is tiring. I'll admit, man, it's tiring. It really is tiring.
Yeah. Well, we know. I mean, that's it. We see that everyone's been worn out, right? That's what I think about. How 10 years ago, how much different the truth community looked, at least online, who's putting out content. There were just so many more people coming from so many different angles, putting out their content, and you see that everybody got burned out because the censorship wore them out. They couldn't stand getting their channels deleted. They gave up. They didn't come back. Yeah. You can go over to BitChute, and then BitChute, no one's going to watch your video. You can go on Rumble. Well, Rumble's only for, the guys who aren't on Fox News anymore, and Dan Bongino, and the British guy that everyone likes to watch. Can't even think of his name right now. He's not that funny, but he likes to talk a lot. It's just... People need to be more persistent and have more of a fighting spirit in them. I mean, if you just give up when your fucking YouTube channel gets deleted, that's some weak-ass shit. Everybody needs to come back.
Yeah, right. And imagine if they would have stayed on YouTube and just shared each other. Well, look, this channel, this person got deleted over here. Look, okay, this is a new channel. They could have never did the censorship because we still all have been here, but everybody ran. That goes to show you how bitchy everybody is. Because of censorship, they ran. And they go over to these fucking platforms where nobody's going to find you but the same fucking people. There's no growth over there. It's just, people tell me, go to Rumble, go to BitChute. What the fuck? I go over there. It's crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, there's nothing over there. The only people on Rumble that get any views are the big celebrities. That's it. And just like when you sign up for Rumble, it asks you to subscribe to all their accounts. Those 6 people they ask you to subscribe to are the only people that get more than 10 views per video on Rumble. That platform's complete bullshit.
It is. It definitely is. And yeah, man, it's frustrating, man. I'm all my channels also are on the last third strike, so they'll be gone whenever they feel like to be gone. You know, every video I got is deletable. I mean, there's, you know, that's why I don't upload any kind of videos anymore. Is because any video I uploaded, I got a strike. So it doesn't matter what I put out. They're gonna say, oh, you're using it in the wrong way. So I just, you know, just do the live streams and, you know, it's fuck it. It's, hey, you know, nothing else I can do on that end. So, you know, it is burning out, but it burns you out. But man, it's just, well, I mean, what's it gonna take for people to you know, light a fire in their ass, man? You know, but that's why I said I like the destruction. You know, anything to do with destruction, I'm all for it because people start to think. So keep on fucking bringing the faggots to school. I don't give a fuck. Bring the whole rainbow. I would be like, good, go ahead, teach all the gay shit you want in there. You know, I tell people that all the time. They look at me like I'm stupid. I said, well, maybe you guys will wake the fuck up and realize, get your fucking kids out of school. And you guys could create your own goddamn school.
And we know the reason they can't, though. We know the reason they can't. It's just like last year when we were in Oklahoma City and Angel started bawling because she wants to get her kid out of school, but she can't because she has to commit all of her time to her slave job. And, I mean, that's the reality.
I understand that part, but there's a lot of able, willing parents that have the ability to take their kids out of school, but don't because they don't want to sacrifice. And, you know, that's the problem. I get it, because there's two of my kids that I got no control over there in fucking school. Only way I get them out is on some John Q shit, you know. So, hey, there is the part that you can't control, but I'm talking about, I mean, if anybody knows me, you know I'm talking about the ones that actually are in control and have the ability to remove kids. But I know some motherfuckers that are awake and they're together and their kids are in school. That shouldn't even... That's like oil and water. That shouldn't even be happening because there's no excuse. Your kids, right now, the world we're in, your family, and those that you love that are on your frequency and on your whatever you're on should be close to you because this world is fucking dangerous right now. Very dangerous, you know, in all aspects, you know, from the TV to society to everything in between. It could suck your family members and loved ones right on in. You know, and then you're going to be the crazy guy, you know. And,
you know what? As you're talking about this and you're having to deal with all your stuff and family court and all that and the battle of the sexes and what's going on, I'm just thinking more about this celebrity today going to prison by the numbers for raping his 2 girlfriends. Again, that's the story. He raped his girlfriends. One of them he was in a relationship for 6 years. He's going to go to 30 years in prison. It just is messed up as everything's getting in society. Like, I feel like maybe what this story is really about is just like laying down a new legal precedent. Now when your girlfriend gets in a fight with her boyfriend, she really wants to fuck him over. She's going to go to court and say...
Scream rape.
Yeah, he raped me last night. We didn't have sex, he raped me. Oh, shit, we'll send him to the same cell as Danny Masterson.
Yeah, and that fits in with the whole women's rights, the whole LGBTQ, you know, type deal. It fits into them. You know, they'll support that shit. They're like, oh, yeah, she was raped. Well, they were in a relationship for 10 fucking years. Well, I had to be raped somehow. They don't give a fuck. They won't question anything, you know? We're in a sick, fucked up society, man. When it's fucking 85 degrees and there's still motherfuckers alone with masks on. So you know there's a serious problem in this fucking nation, man. It really is. It's bad, man. There's a spell. I don't know what else. There's no answer. I don't have no solutions. I don't have no answers. It's just this bitch needs to hurry and fucking collapse. That's the only thing I can come up with. You know, turmoil.
You know what, though? I don't think it is, though. It's not, they're always going to give us that speculation that it's on the verge of doing that, but America's the muscle of this new world order. Things are going to continue to diminish for the people. People are going to fall off from being guinea pigs for Pfizer and whatnot, but this shit is just going to keep pushing and getting further ahead and worse for everyone that's still breathing, unless somehow something changes in humanity, and instead of tomorrow where all the manpower's getting ready to take their day off to slay cyber demons, like I said, they're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go join Zach and Yeah Right and Cuts and everybody else who came out to go slay some real demons. And but again, I mean, seriously, if I say out loud right now, and see, you can hardly say this, I'm gonna take the risk anyway, because they can take my channel down any fucking time they like for not even doing anything. But if I say, hey, tomorrow, you know what, you guys, I'm sick of Google censorship and them undermining what this country's all about. Who wants to go join me with their hot lead shooters and get rid of some fucking tyrants that are overpaid and send a message? I'm already having hardly anybody come out just to, like, even, get out a message right away. There's going to be even fewer people that come out for that. So how many people are really down for what needs to be done? And sadly, the number is very, very small. Hey, Brian, you're always talking about the need for guns to protect ourselves from tyrants. Well, we know who the tyrants are. Hey, Brian, you want to come promote to your audience to use our guns while we still can to take down the censorship police at Google? You know he's not going to be there. So.
Yeah. Nope, there will be no bullets fired against this government. And it just is what it is.
Well, I got plenty ready to go. I think it's someday I'll be firing some bullets once it gets to the line far enough, because I'm not going out like a punk. So the day they come to the door knocking with the Pfizer, hey, you didn't come down for your Pfizer jab to get your weekly stipend, that's the day I'll be glad I got the lead in the box. So.
Yep, that's about it. That's about it as far as, if it ever comes down to the shot, it'll be shots taken and given at the same time. But I'm not going out with the needle.
And people didn't get the joke, right? They didn't get the joke about the first vaccinated American being named Sandy and it coming on the anniversary of Sandy Hook as they force all the little youngsters into getting the shots, as they scare them in school about germs and psychopath shooters. People aren't getting the jokes. Yep. And then all the sports fan didn't get the joke when Steph Curry set the 3-point record on the anniversary as Bill de Blasio's telling people to go out and get their third shot. As he passes the Yukon product. Ray Allen, like Sandy Hook was in Connecticut. People aren't getting the jokes.
Yeah, and now they're doing fucking, I get alerts from my youngest kids that are in school. I get alerts, right? And, today there was a lockdown drill was conducted. There's no threat or emergency. I mean, they're doing lockdown drills every fucking week. I mean, they're literally terrorizing these kids. It's so bad, man. Like, and then the people they don't see anything wrong with all of this shit. It's between the gay shit and fucking this shooter scare stuff. I mean, it's crazy, man. It really is, but
it is crazy.
I'll let somebody else call.
Well, it's the end of the show. It's the end of the show. They're not even hearing us on TFR. It's commercials.
10 years old.
We'll be back next week, everybody.
I'm one of the millions of children
Have a good night.
born to parents.
All right, yeah, that's the end of TFR. Again, I can't control the commercials or the music breaks, but yeah, I got to admit, I mean, I've had my channel deleted 20 sometimes, and it's annoying every time, but I am annoyed that all of those good videos that were up there from last year's trip across the nation, all the gatherings of people from city to city, they just took all that down, and we know that's the real reason they took down that channel. It just makes me sick, these people that work at these fucking places. And it also makes me sick that there's not enough people who are willing to, put them in the sights and put them 6 feet under. There should be a lot of people that realize that's the right thing to do. But oh, no, they got all their mind control from me. No, didn't you read your Bible, Zach? You don't kill other people. You turn the other cheek. Oh, yeah. And then it all starts to make sense when you figure it out. Oh, the Society of Jesus. They gave you that stupid book with those bullshit-ass beliefs. They gave you the stupid government with the bullshit history. They gave you your stupid slave school, your slave media. They controlled your mind and turned you into a dumb motherfucker that all that comes out of your mouth is all the nonsense that's been put in your brain. There's a reason God made people easy to kill. I'll always remind people of that. I'm not saying it's right to kill, but there's a reason God made people easy to kill. We're easy to kill. And there's a reason. There's a reason we were made that way. Some people need to be erased. And a lot of them right now need to be erased. Again, did you guys see what happened when I was at the Google campus and I called those fucking losers out for going against the First Amendment? Some were like, yeah, we are doing that. They were like all amped up about their censorship. Bullet in the fucking head. Deserved. And if enough people show up and do it, the police aren't coming to shut down shit. They're not going to mess with an armed pack of 1 million fucking people who are fed up, which there should be. The National Guard's not even fucking coming. There's 1 million fucking people armed who are going after all the tyrants. The National Guard, the military, all those people are going to drive the opposite fucking direction because there's 1 million fucking people out who came and used their First and Second Amendment for the first fucking time in history. That's what needs to happen. People aren't going to fuck around with the crowd of 1 million people. That's how it should be. There should be 1 million-man march with the hot lead shooters in each state, on each capital. So anyway, you guys, that's my last rant. I'm going to retire from truth speaking. I saw that the real money's in slaying online demons. I'm going to give that a go tomorrow and see if I can finally raise the resources to launch the revolution. So tomorrow you guys can join me. I'll figure out, I probably got to order a better computer, and I'll figure out how to slay online demons, because apparently that's where the manpower's at. Obviously, I'm full of shit right now, but a part of me does feel that way. Shout out to Modoc Roughstock. He says, fuck this government. A former classmate from Scappoose, Oregon, who... Hey, I remember playing paintball out in Scappoose with my dad when I was a lot younger, who proudly announced he was chosen deputy COVID police. Ray Hobazal, fuck off. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, how sad. Yeah, that's just how it is too, right? It's just like when you're a kid growing up, there's certain kids that like to be the little snitches and go tell on you to teacher. And didn't they bring it all back out in 2020 with COVID when politicians were telling you, hey, snitching is cool now. We'll reward you for snitching on people who aren't complying with the agenda, who aren't standing 6 feet apart, wearing their masks and getting jabbed. Come tell us, we'll reward you. Bill de Blasio's going to give you a cheeseburger. Rat out your neighbor. So, anyway, all right, yeah, you can call in, DK. I'm done ranting. I was just looking at the phone to see if I was missing your call. We'll let DK close it out again tonight. DK, every time DK comes on, the odds of the stream getting deleted increases by 100%, but I appreciate that, so we'll see what happens tonight. The rant's over. Yeah, I'm done ranting. Here, let me say thank you to the super chatters, though, real quick. We raised $65 tonight. I appreciate it. Between the cash apps and the super chats. Of course, the guy slaying demons on his fat ass, you know, he made that much per 5 seconds of his video game playing. But hey, it's not bad. What's up, DK?
Yo, what's up?
Here, real quick, while you gather your thoughts, let me just say thank you to a few names real quick. Perfect. It'll just take a second. But shout out to Modoc Roughstock. Thank you, Most Hated. Thank you, Daria. Thank you, Nathan. Disambiguation. Thank you, King Sosa. Thank you, Fabian Livingston. And thank you, JM. And shout out to John Mendoza and also Sarah Sutherland. All right, go ahead, DK.
What'd you say right after when I call in the percentage of it goes up, and then I hit call, so I didn't hear the rest for like 5 seconds.
I was just saying, you know, just anytime you call in, the content you bring always doubles the chances that the stream will go down, but I don't mind. Go ahead.
You know, that game you were just talking about, first of all, obviously the donations and all that stuff coming in on those guys are just as fake as donations coming in on these other channels that nobody watches that are shield channels. I think that serves like two purposes to, you know.
Like I said earlier, it teaches the young kids that someday they can grow up and play video games online and become millionaires, which is false.
That, and it discourages, like, you know, people like us who are doing it legitimately, like, what the fuck am I even doing this for? Look at, you know, so it's like working both ways. But, and that's the way that the CIA pays its shills sometimes, you know, they ain't gonna pay you if you ain't doing the work. So if you're online doing the work, they'll give you, you know, So a bunch of the donations will be fake, so to make other people look like, oh shit, everybody's donating, I'll donate to this cause, everybody else seems to be. And then, you know, the little bit real donations that they're getting isn't even like legitimate people, it's the people who got them on there doing that. And anyway, this game, I was gonna say, can you pull up when that movie Ready Player One came out, because literally the script they're selling on the news for this game is literally the same script for the movie Ready Player One. If you remember, did you watch that movie?
I haven't seen that movie, but I'm aware of it. It's like they live in virtual reality in a dump.
Yeah, everybody was getting ready for them to launch this game, and then everybody plays it like, because they're trying to solve something, and then there's a prize and stuff. So all these, it's probably like some ritual to that game, because the script is literally like, it's the same. And yeah, what you were saying about AI, I don't know. I just finished listening to your. Was that yes? Did you put out like an hour and a half show yesterday or earlier today?
I did one earlier today and I did one yesterday.
Okay, I think it was the one earlier today. I just got done listening, and then I listened to a little bit of your monologue for today, the TFR, and then I just heard like pretty much the end of the last call and then the music coming on. So I haven't heard pretty much this whole show. Anyway, yeah, that's all I want to say about that game. Then now I'll go into what do I want to talk about next. Oh yeah, so that guy that you were listening to, Mark. Now I'm not even done with that show. I've only listened maybe halfway through the last. I think what was that? That was his Sunday show with Etienne de la Boutier. So I've heard that guy before. Another guy that I know, Jason Christoph. He's interviewed him on a show. I think that's on his. I forgot what platform that's on. I think SoundCloud, on Christoph's SoundCloud. But so I've heard this guy before. By the way, that's not his real name, Etienne de la Boutier. That's a character that's very similar to Guy Fawkes. And this guy is just using that name, like, you know, somebody would be using the Guy Fawkes mask, you know, wearing it, acting, you know, either they don't know that was a psyop, or, you know, they're just doing it because they're the modern day psyop, just, you know, hiding behind that same mask. So I think he does explain things in a kind of a simple way and stuff, but in general, like my thoughts on, you know, Mark Passio is, yeah, he's probably controlled up in gatekeeping. I think his major gatekeeping thing is about the revolutionaries and all that, how they were all just like good, smart people and all that stuff, when in reality, obviously, we know that, you know, the Illuminati created this nation to start their new experiment. They needed to funnel their people from Europe somewhere, so, you know, just like mistreat a bunch of people in Europe and kind of force them out, then, you know, have a dangling carrot waiting for them to come. You know, they had all these advertisements back then for people to come here. So, you know, and for the most part, although maybe, you know, for some people that was.
You cut out. You said maybe and then you cut out. DK. DK. Yeah, we lost him. His call dropped. He'll call back. But thank you to the people who just super chat. I appreciate it. Again, shout out to Truth Matters 222 and also MC Wave and Truth Matters 222 2 times. Thank you. And KT Cleans a lot. Thank you. Short email about a Disney movie. Okay, I'll look for it, KT. Thank you very much. All right, DK, you cut out when you said maybe. The last word we heard was maybe, and then you cut out.
What was the word before maybe?
Just rewind like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Oh, wow.
Well, maybe a minute.
What about, did I start talking about Mark Passio yet?
Just barely.
Yeah, okay, so did I talk about Etienne de la Boutier?
You were saying you were familiar with his work.
Yeah, and that's not his real name and all that, but anyway, he does explain some simple things in a simple way, which may be very good for, you know, certain people to understand. But, you know, in general, I don't necessarily Larkin Rose. I don't know if you know who Larkin Rose is.
Yeah, he's another guy that hangs out with Mark Passio, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I would say Larkin Rose is legit and Mark Passio isn't. Larkin Rose is just way less, I guess, awake. You know, if you want to call it that. He's awake to certain things, but he isn't awake to a lot of other things, or he just hasn't gotten into it. But I mean, he could be another controlled out, which I think Mark Passio is. That's what I was talking about him. Is he, you know, he really pushes this like revolutionaries and the whole mindset of those people and how they were so great and all that. When, you know, in reality, we know that that was all preempted by the Jesuits having a funnel to push all their people from Europe into the next new experiment, which would be the New World Order, or the New World, they called it at that time, meaning America. It was already all pre-set up for people to come here, you know, and then although that revolutionary thing from separation from England may have seemed like it was good, and it was for some people, but in general, the whole Revolutionary War and the Civil War were covers for the genocide of the Indians. If you look at all the dates, they correspond. When they took certain tribes out, they were like major battles during that time, you know, in the Revolutionary War, and then, you know, later on in the Civil War, because it took a span of like, you know, it was close to 100 years to take all those tribes out, you know, put them all, either kill them all or whatever's left in reservations. And, you know, some of them, I mean, some of those tribes have pretty crazy genetics. I think, like, was it the Seminoles, or their average height was like 6'4", you know, so they wanted to take any people out who weren't gonna, like, you know, take a Vatican birth certificate registry and all that whole system in. They were just like, we're gonna wipe you out, or you're gonna, you know, then we'll just pave the way for our slaves from Europe, who we're gonna, you know, put on all these advertisements on the New World, and then they'll just come here and into the next trap, which will seem really good at first, but that's the way you lure them in. Anyway, yeah, so that, you know, the whole Anarchapulco things, anyways, those are all I would say crypto, like, you know, crypto shill conferences. They're just pushing cryptocurrencies and stuff over there. So, yeah. I mean, maybe the first one was legitimate or whatever. That was just quickly taken over. I think Anarchadelphia was the first one, and then they went to Anarchapulco, and then it was already done. Maybe
No. Anarchadelphia idea came out of Anarchapulco. Again, I got disinvited from that event, but
I forgot who's the founder of Anarchapulco. Is it Jeff Berwick?
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that doesn't, you know, that's not a hard one there. He's an obvious crypto shill without, like, he's supposedly a multimillionaire from crypto. I don't know anyone personally who was all invested in crypto that was able to pull money out and be a millionaire. But these guys, these Jewish guys, that are pushing some other agenda, including crypto online, they're the ones, you know, Andrew Tate, all these guys all can make it, you know, but nobody that we know can cash out, you know, 10 million and then put it towards some type of revolutionary cause. It's just like, yeah. And then also, you were talking about, I think you were just ranting right now, or I'm kind of mixed up between that rant you had in the show, an hour-and-a-half show earlier today, and the one you just went on at the end before I called. It kind of blurred together because I was listening to them back to back. But you were talking about the government builds the roads. The government doesn't build the roads. People that build roads build roads. You know, companies. I have a friend who has a company that builds roads. You know, they just got to bid these like contracts, and then the money from that doesn't even come out of our taxes. It comes out of the tax on gas, excise tax. So people are like, they think like, oh, if you don't pay tax, well, how are they going to build the roads? Well, they don't build the roads from that anyway. So, yeah, I mean, got a lot of roundabout scams. But anyway, I've been in the car, so I just kind of like took a couple notes on my phone of stuff I wanted to say. I can't even remember. You haven't done a stream in a while, so I just can't really think of anything that I wanted to talk about regarding any of the other stuff. Oh yeah, another one I could say is, what's that, like the third troll or fourth troll that said check out Jason Bashir's The Freaking Archaics, which I've already said twice. It's absolute bullshit, you know. How about you guys tell him to check out Zach's work? You know, and like this is the same thing I tell your mom. She's always sending me like you know, stuff from like RFK and all these other controlled oppositions. I'm gonna send them my work like I did, you know, 5 years, you know, not just right now for the
But at the end of the day, I say the same thing to my mom. But at the end of the day, my mom's under the spell too, and big celebrity names are what appeal in people's minds. And like my mom, if you just get her boiled down, she'll be like, "But RFK's real hope, Zach. You're just too small, and your stuff just doesn't appeal to enough people." It's like, okay, so yeah, let's just put all of our hope in the obvious shills.
Right. Instead of putting your support, I told her, just be careful though. Instead of putting your support behind the real legit people like your son and me and a few others, you're giving it. That's going to have karmic repercussions.
She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. She's in her backyard trapping squirrels right now. How awake do you think she is?
Yeah, I'm like, well, in general, I tell other people that too. I'm like, you don't want to support these people. Support the real people that you know, because later on, at your soul review, you're going to be pissed at yourself for doing that. Like, fuck, I had a Jesus to support right here, right next to me, but instead I chose one of the fucking frauds the Pharisees or the Sadducees put out, and I supported them instead, or I supported both. I had my foot in both, in both buckets. You can't do that, It's not. If you do that, you're automatically on the bad side. That's the worst. And They Live, remember the guy even said, he goes, "You don't want to do that, man." He goes, "The best, drive on the middle of the road." He goes, "That's the worst." And Piper said, "That's the worst place to go, like having your one foot on both sides. That's the worst place to be because you get run over by both sides. Is all you got to choose side, You're better off choosing the dark side, honestly, and being totally polarized that way than being like a switch hitter or whatever. That shit's not going to work. So, put your support in the real people. And, these guys like Jason Breshears or even, Mark Bassio, like you said, let's see them come out and let's see how they perform just in public like that.
That's what annoys me about Mark Passio. He's always talking about, "Yeah, you doubt me, boy, I'll be out on the street being the same way." Okay, do it then. Come out on the street and do it.
Right. It makes no sense. The only time he does any of that stuff is all in a controlled environment or at a place where he's giving a thing and you charge money to get in. So it's an echo chamber. You're not talking to anybody that doesn't already know your work. It's not like people are just walking by in Philadelphia and say, "Oh, look, here's this pub who this guy Mark Cassio's giving a presentation right now. I'm going to pay, whatever, $50 and go in and listen." No, that's, so his work is only getting out to, whoever's willing, whoever already knows. And then, and then also like what you were saying about him, how all he does is have technical difficulties, and he's supposedly this tech wizard, but all he does is have problems. And there's tons of people all over the place streaming, doing all kinds of shit, no problem. And he's the tech who don't claim to be anything, who claim to be technical idiots, and admittedly, but then they have less problems than he does. Like, it just, that makes no sense to me either, He's always having glitches.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's my rant too. I'm driving, so I'm kind of a little bit out of sorts. Had to kind of pay attention to which freeways I was going to change on to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it, DK. Thanks, man.
All righty.
Yeah, you have a good night. All right, take care. Okay, I see. The IE's the Inland Empire. Okay, I had to look it up. I wasn't familiar with the acronyms. San Bernardino and Riverside. Yeah, I don't even know if I should even just say it because I keep saying the same thing and it's just not happening. And I think a lot of you guys here do support the work and we're not reaching enough new people. But if I could get the number back up to where it was a year ago, if that's even possible, it would help me make the argument, I can always just do it, but it's just like, Sweet Lady and I, we have a nice relationship and we try to, always be agreeable with each other on what our life plans are. If I lay the idea on her of a 1-month trip of driving all the way around the country, she'd be a lot more on board with the idea if she saw that it made sense because more people were supporting what I was doing. Ultimately, if you're not growing, you're not achieving what needs to be achieved. And the reality is, since I've gone out and driven all over the place and spent all kinds of money traveling, the work has shrunk. And I don't know what it is, but just like everything's dead. Like I know you guys, I never market my merchandise, but here, I'll just show you real quick. I'll show you real quick. Again, just like the work is dead, you guys. The support is low. And let me just scroll down the page here. Or I think if I just go here. I'm showing you the back end of my website. Oh, there was an order. Okay, so there was just an order. There hadn't been an order in like 50 days. So we just had an order just recently. And it was John Mendoza who chips in $1 all the time. But, I don't want to give everyone's names out there, but you already know John's name. He always gives super chats. So shout out to John. You know, John, in addition to chipping in $1 almost on every live stream, he also bought something. But that was the first thing that sold in the store in the last 50 days. And sure, I don't market my my merch, but the nice thing about supporting the merch is, and realize that 1942 sale, I have to pay like $18 on that, so the profit's like $1.42. But the thing is, like if you're wearing a t-shirt or a hat, or again, it just gets the word out, right? Like what's Gematria Effect News? Maybe somebody sees the Gematria Effect News and then they check it out. So thank you to everyone who does support the work, who picks up a t-shirt, who's bought a book, who pledges $1 a month. And yeah, I get it. Things are expensive right now, so extra income, you know, it's people don't have it. But at the same time, you can always grind harder. Again, Uber, Lyft, all these things, these are ways, these are side hustles to make extra money. You want to make $20 extra, you drive for Uber, Lyft, go drive for 20 minutes, you'll probably make 20 more bucks. So, well, Steven says my merch designs suck. I don't disagree with that. They're not necessarily awesome, but at the same time, I mean, like, I don't help me. If somebody out there has a better idea, help me design something better for a t-shirt. So, anyway. Thank you, the last Botos. Appreciate it. Well, that's okay. If you bought it from Rich, that's fine. You're still helping get the word out there. So, there's hoodies on there. Yeah, there's hoodies on there. And if you click on it, there's color options. It's not like they have color options, so. But the reality is, even if the designs suck, there's other ways to support the work, and there's just not enough people supporting the work. Again, I don't know anybody else who has a better message, better knowledge, more proof, is a better public speaker. Again, there might be somebody out there, but I don't know where they are. Do you guys know where they are? You see anybody else doing it? I don't see anybody else doing it. You see anybody else go at this every day for the last 10 years? And I've been doing it longer than that. Again, I just wasn't on YouTube before. I've been speaking out nonstop since I was 18 years old. So. Anyway, there's other ways to support besides just the merch. The t-shirt, that t-shirt's not just black either. If you click on it, there's other color options. So, anyway, there's something on page 2 too. What's on page 2? I forget. All right, but anyway, thank you to everyone who does support the work. And next month, if you've never supported before, next month is a chance to help get the work back on track and help me make the case for doing a whole lap around the nation, hitting every major city and trying to start something major. And the frustrating thing is, I know if I do that, I'll be on to more Gematria Effect News channels because they do not like when we're out pounding pavement. They like to censor like crazy when we're out there. All right, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. Have a good rest of your evening. And until next time. Oh, hold on. Just to answer somebody's question, I had to click off. Did I ever watch Red Silver J? You haven't been here long enough to know what happened with me and Red Silver J. Remember when you started talking shit about my work? I mean, how don't you know about that if you know who Red Silver J is? Red Silver J is another punk. He started doing videos like, we don't do gematria around here. We don't do that weirdo gematria. Yeah, he's another fake fraud on YouTube. So, and you would have thought these people were legit because he had the big viral video on Sandy Hook. But then when I started doing content and showing how Sandy Hook was by the numbers, he started making fun of that. So yeah, Red Silver J, another fraud. Another fraud. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Have a good rest of your evening. And until next time, Truth Seeker.